No. Let me tell you what happens. Every time I stream D&D, my scenes are only in... They are not in OBS. So, I tried to stream through Streamlabs, which was still at 60 FPS, and some things are slightly broken, so we're gonna just have to create the scene live on stream. Oh, come on, you knew it was gonna be me. Of everyone, you know it's gonna be me. We are like live, and also if anyone wants to hop in chat in D&D, I actually would appreciate it if everyone were to come in so I could start getting this lovely thing all set up. So if anyone doesn't know, because they've never before in their life done D&D, what essentially has to happen to capture D&D, Discord cow, is I need to capture 5 separate Discord windows. Oh, that's fun. That's just general Discord. Sure, we'll do general Twitch for now. General Discord. Pop out chat. Can you just give me a window of Discord pop out? OBSY. Ah, there we go. We're good. But yeah. We're gonna do some tech stuff. I know you can see my Twitch thing. You couldn't see, like... That's true. You could see the behind the scenes. Oh my god. There's no actual sensitive information down here. We're good. Oh, big thanks to Favel. Thank you for the gift subs. As a reminder, this month, all gift subs, bit subs, and whatnot are going right to charity. Not this month, this week. This charity week. Oh my god, my Twitch is showing. You know what? I'm living up to my name. You're gonna see this like 3 or 4 times, I think. Because that's the first window that wants to capture. Can I actually just copy you? Just paste all of the duplicates? Oh my goodness. I feel like I've just become one with the world. I need to rename all of you. Get some nice tunes, and you get to see the D&D Beyond screen that Rufus made, because Rufus is a god. But yeah, so if anyone wants to know what happens behind the scenes when you have to play D&D online and stream it, you essentially, as far as I did, I don't know if this is actually the best method. This is probably just a way that you do a little bit of band-aid action. You just capture Discord 5 separate times and crop it to each webcam when everyone comes online. Rename, not properties. Come on, Cal. What up? Behold.
What up?
Not much. Just doing some things live on stream, like fixing the layout that I broke.
Nice.
It's
Break
fine.
the layout.
Slops was giving me issues, and I've only used Streamlabs for D&D in the past 13, 14 episodes. So now I'm just setting up an OBS, because why not? But that's why it didn't go through, by the way. If you're curious, like, that's why I was in 60 FPS, because my slob settings are still old. They're old things.
That makes sense.
It makes sense. But yeah, once everyone gets in here, I'll do a little quick cropping action.
quick, cropping, action. What sucks is like my computer's over there, but I can't use it.
Oh, so you're using, what are you using, like a laptop?
Yeah,
Fun.
Fun.
it's a gaming laptop, so I mean it's probably okay. But
It's fine.
At least it's not crap.
At least
I
it's
mean,
not.
yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
Ends, we couldn't hear you there.
Yeah, you might be muted, or Discord might be being stupid because Discord's stupid.
Discord do be like that.
There
You
we go.
do.
I hear Stacy too.
Yep.
He's there.
I'm just working on getting my camera up and going.
Gotcha.
It's a slow day today.
How you feeling, Stacy?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
Good.
I still
Happy
have
to
a
hear.
little bit of
Mhm.
congestion going on. I got like the worst head cold of my life. It was awful. I like couldn't do anything. So I just took the whole week off of school. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not doing homework or anything. I'm just going to rest. And that ended up being really good. So I'm feeling really good.
Is this
Nice.
working now?
Hi,
It
Dan.
is.
Hi, Stacy.
Um,
I had because I was having issues with popping out. I was having issues with something in Discord. I had to like completely uninstall, delete all the files, reinstall, and I
Nice.
didn't realize. Oh yeah, right. I've got to go back in and like update all the settings. Whew.
So
Sounds
do I sound
lovely.
decent, or do I just sound like ass?
No, you sound good.
decent.
I had to sacrifice some of my setup to the stream.
Yeah.
This headset has like a USB like converter on the end, but like I couldn't unplug the USB bit because that's what OBS is recognizing as my default input device.
Yeah.
So if I plugged it in, we would have lost all the audio. So I unplugged like the jack version and plugged that into an Xbox controller, and then plugged the Xbox controller into my laptop. So
That's some real MacGyver bullshit.
I like it.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah. So this is my laptop.
Hi, laptop.
Hello, Rufus's laptop.
This is that's the stream. That's the
Hi,
week-long
stream.
stream.
That's the
that
week-long
Cal's
stream.
currently streaming to.
Yeah.
Trip
We're
over
live.
any wires.
Oh, I have so many wires.
How
So
many wires?
You have no like.
That's me.
You
I'm gonna
might
recapture me.
think, oh, I kind of understand how many wires that might be. You don't.
Oh, no.
You do.
Here.
Yeah, you don't.
Too many wires.
You can see in my background the home construction project crap.
Nice.
My shop vac.
It's a nice background, honestly.
Yeah,
I have drums.
you.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
have
I've got
books.
palm trees.
I have a
Yeah.
missing
Nice.
panel that something's probably gonna kill me from up there.
I
Yeah,
can't
that
wait to
definitely
see
is-
something crawl out and not warn you about it.
Yeah.
Eh,
It's gonna be real
there we go.
ominous and fun.
Wait, hang on. This feels familiar somehow.
Haha.
I can't quite put my finger on it.
I'm
Mm.
debated getting like a
something
couple of
that
red
happened
LED lights
last
that I
week.
can turn on from like a stream deck or something, and just like pushing it every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
To be like, there's something up there. What? No.
Okay. There's something. Just have it randomly come out. Do a channel point rewards where it's
Yeah.
hooked up to some system that something comes out of it anytime someone redeems it.
That's horrifying. I love it.
It'd be great,
Oh,
especially in
a
October.
weighted, a weighted rubber snake
Yeah.
that gradually unspools from like a little motor that you can control from your mouse.
Yes. The scroll wheel.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what happens when an engineer and a product owner are on point.
Scary things. Scary things happen.
Terrifying.
Notes up real quick, and then we're gonna go do stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm just collecting my references.
That's fine. I am
Why are we in a-
also collecting things.
Why are we in a dragon's castle?
So this, you might not even reach this map tonight, but I had you originally on the old tavern map, and then I realized, wait a minute, things have changed, and I don't want to spoil anything, so I probably shouldn't have you there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. This could have kept you guys in arena. Nothing's changed
me,
there.
me as the player, it's good to know. The Madman Mega character is oblivious.
He knows nothing.
He knows nothing.
Nothing.
Blissfully ignorant, we'll say.
Okay. There's that, and that, and the notes. And that should be enough for now, and I'll probably end up opening up more windows as things go on, because that's what happens.
That
Yay!
is what happens.
I'll call the windows for no reason.
What? What if
Huh?
it's hot in here and I need to open up windows, Dins?
It's getting hot in here.
Say
So
what?
take off all your clothes. That's your answer.
That is the answer. It's an ampersand, Rufus, for set game.
Really?
Yes, it is, because why
Wow.
wouldn't it be an ampersand?
That's so dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so
So.
Wait, are we live?
we are live.
Yeah,
Oh, I hope-
we've been live this whole
Oh.
time.
Oh.
Sweet.
We did say it, but I guess no one noticed.
It's a 24/7 stream for a whole week. Of course we're live.
Oh no! I
I'm
should have
gonna-
warned me.
I'm
I
gonna-
was gonna get family friendly before. we went
That's fine.
live.
Rufus's stream is also capturing it, so it gets like half and half.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can say as many fucks as you want.
That's good because I say a lot of fucks.
Yeah. I'm all out of them to give, but
Ha ha.
I may not
Okay.
have fucks to give, but I sure do distribute them.
Nice.
Usually for compensation of some sort.
nice.
Nice. Anyway, so let's dive right in. Last week on Dungeons and Dragons, The End of Time, you guys did things. You guys left, so you had a little interaction with Mega's sister-in-law. I guess actually the very first thing you did was took a short rest, and then you ended up trying to question the only living member of whatever attacked you guys in the cave. He ended up taking himself out with a cyanide type capsule. You searched throughout all the bodies, and you noticed that all of them had them sewed into the roof of their mouths, which is kind of intense. There actually were no tents involved. I'll take that back. But you couldn't really get a lot out of him. There's still definitely a lot of questions going on there. Rosellen said that she was going to go to the Barbarian encampment to hide for a bit because someone seems to want to kill her, or not kill her, but more like marry her off to someone so that she'll keep silent about something that she heard. So she says she's going to go hide away in the Barbarian encampment and that she would like your guys' help because Mega's Barbarian. Maybe he can talk to them. As she was leaving the cave, Gralis noticed that in the inside of her hood was the symbol of the Twin Snakes, which you guys found out was a mercenary band of some form, or an assassin, or it was a sell swords, let's say, for hires. Mega had a little conversation back and forth. Essentially, the gist of it was Alara changes people, and you kind of left it at that. And then you guys headed off to your first portal. As you approached the portal, Mega and Kiva started having like intense headaches, and you saw this like marker. It's the dead space marker. I showed a picture of it in Discord chat. You saw the dead space marker in the distance with a portal near it. You guys all slowly made your way towards it. Kiva and Mega, even with their intense headaches, were still able to make their way towards it and like keep their thoughts about them. You got up to the portal. The four of you went in first. The portal started to flicker. Chris and Grimm's eyes went wide with like fear, and then the portal flickered out as he said, "Complete the event," because you guys knew about event and anchor portals. So you guys essentially went through the dead space area. You did dead space in D&D. You made your way to the marker, kind of noticed that everyone was dead because eventually you were following a scream, but then everyone seemed to be dead. Spaguglio touched the marker. Something happened to him that no one knows except for Spaguglio and the Dungeon Master. Um, then at
Does
some point,
Spaguglio know?
Yep.
I mean, I
Well,
have a. Well, does
I
Spaguglio?
mean,
I guess
Rufus
Spaguglio doesn't.
knows. I mean,
Rufus and the Dungeon Master know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the way it's worded, he knows,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much. And then Mega touched it while trying to attack it, and then the event portal reopened and kind of pulled you back towards the start. As you guys walked out, you heard some vents opening in the background, like something was angry, but you were able to make it out just fine. And that is actually where we're going to start out today. You guys all come back through the portal, and as the four of you kind of tumble out of the portal, Spaguglio was first by like a minute because he was just out of there. He was looking around and he was just out. But as everyone comes out of the portal, you see your wide open field, and as you look behind you, there is no more marker and no more portal. And in front of you is Chrysengrim and Phineas. And Chrysengrim immediately, I guess to Spaguglio first, would have looked at him and been like, are the others, is everyone safe? Is everyone
We gotta
okay?
get
Are the
outta
others
here.
coming out soon?
We gotta go.
We gotta go? What's happening?
Yep.
Explain it to me, man. What happened to them?
We don't have time to talk right now. We'll talk later. Let's go. They'll find a way.
So, okay. So you two start walking, and then the other three come out of the portal, and like you're probably a few feet away at that point, and you guys tumble out of the portal, and you see the three of them starting to walk away.
Excuse me. We were on our way.
Kristen Grimm like whips around and is like, "You're safe." Spaguglio
Of course we
told us
are.
to leave. He said we had to go, and there was no time to explain.
Well, that's Spaguglio for you, isn't it?
I mean, sure, but
It's pretty imperative that we get the out of here right now. So let's just keep going. You guys are strong. You guys can take care of yourselves. Come on.
who are you
Uh,
talking about with we at this point?
Everybody.
Looking
Everybody.
back
Should-
at the.
Are you?
Oh, so go ahead, Beal.
Mega will kind of look at Spaguglio and be like, "Why do we have to get out of here? We have a plan, and we're
Okay.
safe, and the portal's gone."
Is the portal gone?
The portal is gone. The object and the portal are actually both gone.
Spaguglio's
Wait, the
gonna-
object is gone? Didn't we need that?
The marker?
Or
No,
did
the
we need
marker
to
didn't.
destroy it? Is that what it was?
You needed to do something in the portal, which seemed to be Mega touching the object, and then it all just went.
Gotcha.
Then it all was just fine. An event occurred.
So Spaguglio's gonna walk over to Mega and like gesture him to come down to his level.
Okay, Mega will do that.
Lean.
Mhm.
And yeah, and he's gonna whisper quietly. He's just gonna be like, "Just we need to get further away from." And he kind of like does like an eye shift like that towards Chris and Grim. And he's just like, "We need like 5 minutes away from him."
Oh, okay.
And then he'll be like,
So-
"So as you can see, it's very important."
Mega will straighten
that
up,
out louder.
and Mega will straighten up and be like, "If you have to go to the bathroom, just go. Go duck behind the cart. We'll wait here for you, then we'll go."
Oh, that's what this is about? Oh my goodness. Be an adult.
So
Christian Grimm just kind of like turns away at this point. And he rolls his eyes and then turns away and is like, "Why did I even think that we had to leave in the first place?"
all right. So Chris and Grim, I think
Mhm.
based on your knowledge, and Mega will kind of turn to Kiva to include her in the conversation too. Based on our knowledge, where's the next portal that needs to be dealt with?
Somewhere to the east. I mean, it seems to be a site to the east of Brightwater. It seems to be a major portal site.
Baguglio is going to use minor illusion to make it sound to Chrisingrim like people are shooting arrows at him far away.
Okay.
So it's like a swoosh sound.
Is there any save at all, or is just he would hear it and then?
He's making the noises. So whether Chrisingrim believes it or not is something
Okay.
completely different.
He's going to start like
He's make-
darting. So his eyes are going to start darting around then, and then
My hope is that he'll run like 20 feet that way.
he's darting around, and then he doesn't run. He just kind of pulls his sword out and like stands his ground, looks around, keeps on looking around. He makes a little comment. This is so strange. Why are there arrows? There were wolves howling like 3 minutes or 4 minutes ago. Now there are arrows.
Crealis like flies to the nearest. What's the terrain like? Are there trees?
It's a very large circular open field where the marker dropped down, and then there are trees on the outskirts. So you could just like dart to the tree line.
Bolts to a tree, like
Sure.
like a little bit away from where Chrisingrim is looking and is also looking around.
Yeah.
And while he turned his back, I would have like kind of like tugged on one of Mega's clothing and would have like went to go hide behind anything that we could both reasonably get like a little bit of cover from.
Sure, you could probably run as fast as you could. You can try and roll stealth too if you'd like to run stealthily.
Okay.
I don't want stealthfully. This is going to look like we're also hiding from arrows, and this is just a convenient way for him to come there as well.
Here's Mega feels him pulling on his clothes, so this is what Mega's going to do. He knows Spaguglio needs to get away here, so Mega is going to turn to Kiva, who's not here right now, but
we'll be right back.
She'll be right back.
The webcams look all weird right now. But that's fine.
So he'll be like,
"No, you're fine."
So Mega will turn to Kiva and say, "You stay with Chris and Grim. You know, keep him safe. Figure out which way we need to go to the next portal. I need to go with Spaguglio over. We need to find those wolves that were howling." And at that, nothing more said. Mega's going to pick Spaguglio by his coat and take off into the woods. And
where's Crealis?
Crealis darted to the woods immediately and just started looking around for arrows.
I don't know if you heard what I said, but I made arrow noises to...
Yeah.
So I have the ability to move quickly with stealth because of my totem ability.
Sure.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to move, quickly with stealth, trying to, leaving as little trail as possible. Going to look for about 5 minutes or so. Trying, you should be able to get almost, at least a half mile away.
Roll stealth for me.
Okay.
While you're moving quickly with stealth.
As y'all like leave, Kiva's kind of just like standing there, just like so confused. Can I do like a quick insight check to see if I can if I know that these are shenanigans happening?
Sure.
16 for stealth.
Nice.
Okay, so I feel like Crealis notices you doing this, but is like, okay, I'm keeping track of where you're going and also looking to see what's going on here.
Yeah, Crealis is just in the tree line, just looking at everyone.
Yep. So we'll
you know that this is just you put together the fact that there are no arrows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we'll get about 4 minutes away, and then I'll stop. I'll put my Spaguglio suitcase down and be like, okay, why did we just do that?
I think that we're being watched very closely by and he kind of like points towards the ground to where his shadow would be. Somebody, I think we're being watched closely by somebody, and I think that maybe our best friend might be involved with that.
Gotcha.
And
Okay. And I think Mega would be able to put it together from that at what he's talking about.
I also feel like if he doesn't, Spaguglio's got enough of a read on Mega to realize that he doesn't, and he'll keep ramming the point home.
Okay, so you're saying that our blue friend and our dark friend are friends?
Yeah, or if they're not friends, that maybe one of them is employed by the other.
Why do you think this?
I don't quite know how to explain it.
Okay.
All I can say is that I'm sure that he's watching. And the only thing that I've noticed that's different between me getting this feeling and not having it is him.
Okay. Well, we can't. Well, maybe we can ditch him.
I don't know if we have to ditch him, but we need everybody on the same page.
Okay.
I don't know if we have to leave him behind because sometimes you need to keep your enemies close.
Okay.
But
So,
I don't think we can just like take everything he says. You know what I mean?
I do. Okay. We'll go back. I need you to play the fool a little bit, and I will get the message to Kiva
Play the
and
fool.
Priapolis.
I got this.
Okay. Okay. So
So while you guys are out there doing your thing, on the clearing, you see in the clearing near the edge, not threatening at all, but with with bows and arrows on their backs, two almost rangers type figures come out of the woods, kind of looking around.
Oh,
this is fantastic. I love it.
nailed it.
And they look towards Kiva and Chris and Grim, and Phineas actually didn't run. He just kind of froze like a deer in headlights as opposed to running. So he just sat there and was like, and the elf sees you guys and kind of yells out, "We were told that there was a large object here. Where did it go?"
Gralis is in
Well,
the trees.
As you can see, it disappeared.
Does this
That's
change
good.
how Kiva thinks about the arrows now?
She knows that the arrows were garbage, but it's up to her whether she could see that it was an
curious.
illusion, but
What was it then?
that's good.
And knowing you to find out.
Exactly. Oh, but yeah, that's awesome. Would you guys by chance be the group that Phase had kind of helping out around the place?
That depends on who's asking.
We're a couple members of the rebellion. We were set to kind of watch this place, and Pharrell was having us watch the outskirts of this just to make sure people didn't come in or go. We walked up to the wall and didn't sense the presence anymore. Oddly enough, when we walked up to the wall, a couple wolves started howling. I don't understand why that's happening, but spooked us a little bit. But yeah,
Well, it looks like you're out of a job. You better go find another one.
I mean, I'm okay with that. People used to lose their memories coming in here. I appreciate it. Thank you guys a lot. Do you guys, my friend, what's his name? My friend Shad. His name's Shad.
My name's Rod.
Name's Rod. No, my friend Rod here, who is actually an orc person with a bow. Is Mega around? My friend Rod here is a little bit of a role model for him. An orc, half orc, who does stuff, who's making his way in the world, no matter what.
Chris Crealis will sort of swoop out of the trees and hi well Mega is here. Yes, I think he went to. We heard some arrows. I suppose he went to sort of take a look around and make sure we're okay. I was keeping an eye on this side. And he went the other way. But he should be back soon. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rod kind of grunts like, okay. I just wanted to talk to him about a couple things. Just see, you know. He looks like he's actually fidgeting a little bit with his hands. It's an interesting sight seeing a half-orc seem to be nervous in some way, shape, or form. Normally they're
We
very
would
stoic.
be on our way back.
Fangirl.
At this point, you actually at this point you guys would have come out of the started to come out of the clear. I guess you'd be a little ways away from the clearing and you could hear it, depending on what you would like to do. But you could hear the talk and you would have heard your name specifically, Mega.
Okay. I'm gonna put Spaguglio down. And
like kill him?
Yes, that's it.
Lethal
That's it
injection.
exactly.
A lethal injection of metal into his neck.
Yeah. I've had enough of your shit, Rufus.
A lifetime supply of metal.
Okay. So you put Spaguglio down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kiva's gonna be sorry she missed that.
Right?
So, and then I'm gonna try and move stealthily to move around and come in behind the elf and orc.
Roll for stealth.
$25.
Damn. You feel like you are as silent can be, because I couldn't form a proper simile. But you feel very silent.
So I'm gonna come around and then come out of the woods right behind them, and then once I'm standing right behind them, I'm gonna be like, "Are you the two looking for me?"
They're both gonna jump like 10 feet in the air. And they're going to turn around. The elf is going to turn around and kind of back up a little bit. The orc is going to instinctively draw his bow and turn around. And then he's going to see that it's you. And he's going to just look you right in the eye. And the nervousness at that very moment is going to just turn to what looks almost like anger as he takes a shot at you. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
For 7 points of piercing damage. And I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh!
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
What?
Nice.
This is great. All started off with a minor illusion of arrows. This was planned beforehand. I love the fact that Rufus randomly threw that in there, though. Everything's working out.
Hey, I didn't
No
randomly
combat
throw
is
it in
active.
there.
I will
we need
activate combat. Boop.
We also need to know where we are.
So it's going to be Theater of the Mind because I don't have a large map.
Oh, God.
That's understandable. Wow.
Um,
A lot of us rolled very poorly.
Not me.
No, and of all the people to not roll poorly, it's good that you didn't.
Okay. The orc that shot has a 7 initiative, and the elf has a 14.
I thought you were going to say 7-ish. I was like,
No,
what's that
no,
mean?
7.
7. You know.
So, got my order. Mega, it's your turn.
Okay. So Mega's gonna rage, be like, who are you? What the hell did you do that for? And he's going to, lunge forward because he's not holding his shield or his axe at this point.
Correct.
He's gonna lunge forward. He's gonna grapple the orc.
Do your thing.
Do my
Roll
thing.
your athletics. He got a 3, so you would have to roll a 1.
Even if I roll a 1, I think I still
I think
have it.
What do we got here? Oh yeah, he's
20
grappled.
He's got a plus 25.
He's got a plus 25. He just wins. No.
All right, and then I'm gonna push him prone.
Okay. You grapple him. You rage. You grapple him. And you just shove him to the ground.
24.
Yeah, he's
And my whole time, I got him, got his arms pinned, like grinding his face into the ground, and be like, "Where'd you come from? Who are you?" And actually, I'm gonna be because Mega caught by surprise, and there's another orc here. He's saying this in Orcish.
Does anyone else know Orcish?
I don't
Nope.
think so.
Actually, that's a good question. Let me double check. I might.
Not I.
If I remember from the caves, I think I'm the only one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah,
true
that's
because you were the
right.
only one that heard the. Yeah,
Right.
okay.
I know a bunch
Okay.
of other languages, but it's
Um,
not Orcish.
So
It's
next,
okay though. I speak Mega. I know he's not happy.
next is Crealis,
The rest of it's just colorful language.
as Mega gets shot point blank, and then he just rages and just shoves someone down to the ground, prone, just like grapple.
Grinding him
Yeah.
into the dirt.
What does
Crealis
Crealis
is
do?
going to kind of shock, but on instinct, fly backwards and pull out her short bow and just like is pointing it between the two people who came out of the woods,
Gotcha.
and is just sort of waiting to see if they do anything more. But if they act in a hostile, like if especially the one who's not currently on the ground acts in a hostile manner, is going to take a shot.
Okay. So next is the elf's turn, as you kind of back up and draw your short bow and wait.
And I guess might say what's going on.
The
Probably a good
elf
question.
at that point is her eyes are going to go super wide. She's say, "Shad, what are you doing?" And she's going to take her bow off and drop it on the ground and like stand back, like yeah. And, what are you doing? Next is going to be, what's your dexterity, Kiva? Because Shad got
Not
the same.
great. It's +1. I got a 12.
Okay, he has a +2, so he's going to go first. He is going to attempt to break the grapple, and he's going to be very angrily he's going to be saying some very angry things at Mega.
Tell us all about these angry things he's saying.
The
Please
nervousness,
say it in Orcish.
the nervousness.
Speaking Orcish, of course, there are angry things.
So do an athletics check. So what he's yelling at you essentially is he's saying, "Why would you do this? You're a terrible person. I hate you so much." And like the nervousness seems to have changed to this like odd rage almost.
Okay. I rolled
Athletics.
a 16.
He
I
rolled
rolled
a
a
5.
Okay.
He's still on the
I was
ground and grapple.
I was gonna say plus he's rolling at disadvantage. So
He rolled still let's
Less
see
than a
what
5.
he would have rolled. He still rolled a 5. He
Yep.
actually yeah. Kiva, it's your turn.
I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna I can see that this is not a good situation. I'm gonna cast Charm Person on this guy.
Sure, wisdom save it.
Yeah, Wisdom save. DC 13.
That is a 10. So he is
Perfect.
charmed, and at
He
that
is
moment he
officially-
seems to kind of slump down a little bit, slump back a little bit.
So
Not-
yeah, the charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. So we should be good. I'll kind of charm person and be like, calm down. Let's talk about this. Clearly you're hyped up about something. Let's discuss this.
Okay. He so combat's ended. We'll say combat's ended at this point.
I'm still gonna hold charm person.
Sure. No, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And he just kind of slumps back,
Lucky.
and he just looks. He doesn't even answer you. He just looks like his eyes are just blank. And the elf kind of comes up with the weapon. Did not pick up the weapon. Walks over with their hands up and looks at Shad and is like, he's been acting strange for roughly a day and a half. I don't know what happened. I swear to you, he used to think you were his role model, and then like a day and a half ago, like that, he gained this like nervous twitch where out of nowhere he would just start saying some weird things. I thought if he met you, maybe he just was. Honestly, I didn't know. I thought if he met you, maybe it would snap out of it, but something's happened to him, and I don't know why he dislikes you, apparently. You were, as far as any of the training goes from the rebels, we trained together, and he would always talk highly of you.
Where did I end up in all of this?
You're wherever you want to be. You didn't go for initiative
Okay.
roll, so you can still be in the woods if you want.
No. I want to be up there, but
Sure.
I move slowly.
You do move slowly. You're
And
but a wee gnome.
Spaguglio goes, out of breath. He ran the whole way here, but it still took twice as long. He'll be, I can find out what's on his mind.
That's sure. I
Jaded.
go for it.
Mega will nod to that too.
I put my hand on my medallion.
Okay.
And he makes a DC 13 Wisdom save for detect thoughts.
He's not super wise. So go for it. You detect his
Imagine
thoughts.
that.
So you reach into his mind, and even though he's charmed and seems docile, you just still hear these just like pretty hateful things to Mega consistently. Like something is deep rooted in his mind that is just he does not like this man.
A probe deeper. How do I do that? Is it another Wisdom save?
I think the first one isn't a wisdom save. It's the probe deeper that's the wisdom save.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Give it.
I'm going to treat that roll and say he failed it. So it is still, like, no matter how deep you go, something seems to happen where it is just anger.
So like I don't get any more than that.
Oh, it's actually pretty two-dimensional anger. It's just anger.
Mega will be like, because he's holding him down, like,
So-
what's wrong? What's wrong with this guy?
I have one question. I've done this a number of times.
You have
now.
detect thoughts a number of times.
Does it feel any different?
The more you detect thoughts,
No, like does this particular detect thought feel different? Like
so a lot of
maybe-
times when you probe deeper, if you succeeded, like you would almost get like a memory or something. Like you would get three-dimensional, like there are layers of emotions. This is anger. It is a flat hatred towards a singular person.
but I don't feel blocked in any way.
No, you actually felt like you just easily went in.
He just fucking hates you.
I swear it
There's
happened like a day and a
there's
half
not even,
ago.
like-
It
There's
literally
not
is
even
like
any thoughts around it. Like it's just
I don't know what
Um,
happened to him.
Can Kiva do an Arcana check
Sure.
to see if maybe there's some sort of like effect on him?
Roll Arcana.
I shall.
And while she's like checking him out, I'm gonna look at Megan. I'm gonna make my professional recommendation would be to break his legs.
There is something magical about it. Actually, with that Arcana check, it seems to almost be a curse of some form.
Okay. I'll kind of like announce that to everyone. I'll kind of like go up and kind of like wave my hands around and show like some little stars come out and kind of examine him. And I'll kind of announce to everybody that it seems like he might be under some sort of curse. Do we know any clerics or curse breakers, perhaps?
I know a cleric.
I know a leg breaker.
I am a
A
leg breaker.
curse breaker.
The elf part pipes up. The only one I know that's a cleric that can break curses is Barty, and he's off in the east doing stuff.
Well, you better take this
Oh.
this gentleman to go see him.
Hold on. Holding on.
Mega's
Mega's gonna like, so, Mega's gonna kind of ease up and look at Kiva like he's cool, right? He's calm, right?
he looks
He's still under
yeah.
charm person, right?
Yeah. Who is his eyes are just blank. Even though he regards you
Yeah.
as a friendly acquaintance, he's like it's just like something happened where he blanks out. Rather than being angry, he is just blank.
So Mega's gonna point at the elf. Be like, you said a day and a half ago he started acting like this. What were you doing a day and a half ago?
We had started our journey over here.
From
We did this because, like, I don't know. Pharrell had taken a random guess that she's pretty good at, that you guys would be potentially leaving Brightwater around that amount of time if that's where you were, or maybe Backwater. I don't know. One of the towns you were in that you guys would have headed
Spaguglio, like
that way.
looks at Mega, like in like a, they heard we might be here.
So we went this way. We were actually, Pharrell was wrong. we were supposed to get here before you and point you towards the marker. We are late. But
Okay.
yeah.
I think we. Okay. Now that we've done.
Spoguglio's not even. Are you even
Can we
trying
do this for
to?
like
So is that
minutes?
Spoguglio's? I need to know. Is that Spoguglio's looks, or is that you just being
No,
Rufus?
that's me. I'm like looking at Mega like,
Okay, and you're not trying to hide it anyway, right? You are just
No.
straight up looking at him. Okay.
no, I'm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And Mega's looking back, and I'm like,
Yeah, Kiva knows that there is absolutely something going on,
While they're-
and is gonna
while
like
they're-
pester them about it later.
While they're looking at each other,
So intense.
Crealis like kind of glances and turns to the elf and says, I'm sorry, what's your name?
That's an odd name.
I don't think
My
I can
name is
pronounce that.
Elris.
Elris, maybe until you can get Shad, was it,
Yes.
to Bardi, we may need to have him restrained until then. Might be a good idea.
Can always maybe take him to Pharrell. She's over in the. She went to the Barbarian encampment. Their leader just recently returned, and she wanted to greet him, say hi. Their leader's actually one of the people that took out the blue-white dragon, so she wanted to be like, "Welcome back."
Well,
We
either
can take
way,
him there.
maybe good.
Honestly, I'd feel safer if.
Wait,
What?
the dragon's dead?
Yeah, we went over this in the very first session. It was Spoguglio would even know.
No,
I
he doesn't
forget-
give
I think
a shit.
Mega. Okay, but Mega did specifically ask the question, and then I was like, "He's dead."
I remember that.
Honestly,
So
if
is it
it's-
just this way for me though? Is it just
Yeah.
the dragon's forces are still doing shit even though the dragon's dead? Like we've talked about the dragon's forces doing things.
I think we've talked about the Dragon's forces doing things since we came back. I mean, there probably are still some
Oh, maybe not since we came
certain
back.
areas. Yeah,
Right.
but yeah,
It has been some time.
it has.
She was saying something.
It might not be too much to ask. Is it possible that maybe you can come with me up to the encampment to see Pharrell and maybe help? I don't know if he's going to turn on me next, and just going alone with him seems like it's going to be a pretty sketchy thing.
Krails turns to, I guess, Chris and Grim and says, "Is that on our way?"
Yeah, so it kind of is. We could make our way over the mountain and go that way to the portal. It's going to be a little bit of a long ways around, but it shouldn't be enough. This portal is a little bit more, from what I know, this portal is a little more of a newer portal, so it's not like we got to get there right now. It's more of a we should probably close it soon.
Why don't you escort him and we'll go deal with the portal? We're basically pros now.
After what happened at this portal.
That's not a bad idea.
After what happened at this portal, I would actually much rather stay to possibly show you. I know you guys did fine, and you probably like. I imagine you guys did okay, looking at the fact you don't even look really that damaged, except for you, my gnomish friend over there.
No, I'm just short.
Okay, okay, sure. I would I would rather accompany you to this one if at all possible, because I'd rather show you around and maybe. Were you easily able to find the event? I want to be in there and explain something. I feel like I missed an opportunity here. If you guys are going to be doing more portals, I missed an opportunity to explain things.
It was fairly straightforward, actually. I don't know, especially if each portal is different.
It is, but there are ways to kind of tell exactly what the event is as you enter with certain forms of either detect magic or just knowing a portal and having entered one before, you might, or a couple.
Well, Chris and Grim, this is our fourth portal that we have explored independently. And we have exchanged enough information that I feel like our party might be able to handle this by ourselves. It seems like this situation might warrant a little more attention. And personally, I don't see why 4 of us have to escort a single human to go see the rebellion.
Like,
Yeah.
honestly, that last portal, 2 out of 5. The last one had chicken nuggets. This one had explosions.
Yeah, Kriel sort of thoughtfully nods and says, "Yeah, it does seem like a little
Now,
much for all of us to
I mean,
go."
I'm okay with going. That's fine. Phineas does pop up
and
at
I
this
will
point.
take copious amounts of notes, and we can
Sure.
exchange them later.
Isn't Phineas pops up? Isn't the Barbarian encampment where we're supposed to meet Rosalind soon?
Yes. I was just about to say, I'm going to the Barbarian encampment. So
How about you go deal with the portal and we'll escort him then? I just think that we can split up and cover more ground and do more than everybody doing the same thing.
I can definitely leave. I'll go make my way to the portal if that's what you guys would like.
if you can scout it out and take and just get some basic information,
Sure.
we'll be maybe a day behind you, and we'll catch up, and then we can combine forces again when we take that next portal.
Sure.
Maybe you can do some preemptive research ahead of time.
Good.
Careful though, sometimes
Gladly.
they just suck you right up.
Kiva's like, "Prove you're worthy of my affections."
Do some extra credit work for me.
Whoa, saucy.
Spicy.
Show me your notes.
Yes. Yeah. Between the sheets has a different meaning when you're talking about books. Krialis kind of scratches her head and says, "Yeah, I guess if you're okay with taking a look and you know, just seeing if maybe there is something we should know before we get there.
Sure.
Hopefully we," and looks at the group at the stone faced half orc. Hopefully this won't take very long.
I can't imagine it will take long at all.
I'll meet you there. Do you want me to take Phineas with me?
Yeah,
Just to make sure.
By all means, the more the merrier.
Glances over at Phineas to see what Phineas thinks before answering, but everyone is already. Oh yeah.
You guys are saying by all means, and Phineas is like looking around like,
whoa.
He looks a little bit hurt. Well, not everyone
he's
said all
like-
means, but yeah,
He's like the coolest dude we've ever met.
I like
Think
that
about
guy.
it.
That guy is smart. You sure you want me to go? I said I was going to stick with you until like I still have to help
end.
Krialis at some point. I mean, I guess I'll meet you at the portal if you guys really want me to leave.
Think of all the people we've met since we got here. He is the coolest.
Krialis hops like kind of nervously from foot to foot. I mean, I just I don't know if it's a good idea for anyone to go alone, and well, I don't. And looks back at the group and says, "We're." And literally, like that's literally just stumbles over words.
If
Okay.
little one, if you're the one that want like that is fine for you. I will make sure to watch over Chris and Grim.
And she nods like legitimately gratefully because she has no idea what the rest of these three are on about.
Yeah. So Mega at this point has picked up
You got this.
what?
It's a 4-letter
Rod.
name. Shad.
No,
He's Shad. He's not Rod.
Yeah, Shad.
Rod's his
Yeah.
brother.
So Mega's picked up Shad. You know, he's glassy eye. He kind of brushes him off a little bit.
Mhm.
Be like, okay, you walrus. And he points at the elf. Why don't you go with Chris and Grim?
Sure. I can go with Chris and Grim if you'd like to.
Yeah,
Sure.
Call her walrus.
What was his name, right?
Elris.
Elris. I thought that was just Mega not knowing the name. That would have been. I mean, that could have been a character too.
Well, that was Mega. Mega.
Yeah.
All those elvish names sound the same to me.
God.
Oh,
My wife is
that
elvish.
classic-
That's so
Classic
racist.
elven name, Walrus.
That is so awful.
So-
Walrus. Sure. I'll go. Please watch after him for me.
Yeah, I've got him. I've got him. Phineas, you stay with us.
Phineas actually, his face like lights up for a second, like he's like really happy, and then he kind of goes back down to normal composure. Okay, I will bet. Sure, definitely. I could go either way, but if you say so,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, let's go. We gotta get this kid taken care of.
Okay, sounds good.
Mega's gonna start like leading him up the mountain, to the east.
Yeah. Gotcha.
When we get
Follow
30
if you
feet-
want.
When we get 30 feet away from Elris and Chris and Grim, I'm going to use minor illusion to whisper into Elris's ear,
Huh?
and all I'm going to say is, "Don't turn your back."
Okay. Would anyone even be looking back at the moment, other than Spaguglio? Or is everyone just kind of trudging?
I wouldn't even have to look back.
Oh,
I could
okay.
be looking forward. It's a
So
minor
you don't
illusion.
know what happens. They just keep walking.
Yep. Or sorry, I'll say, "Don't turn your back on him." I'll make it less threatening for "Don't turn."
Don't turn your back. She like looks around to you, about to stab her in the face. Just got your
Don't
dagger.
turn your
out.
back on him.
Okay. Okay. So
Or
you
don't
guys
turn your back to him. Yeah.
make your way to the mountain.
You say all of these things one right after the other. You're trying to like.
Don't turn your back. Don't turn your back on him. Don't turn your back to him.
He's
You just keep
dangerous.
casting minor illusion over and over and over again.
Oh my god.
Cantrip.
I know you could. You just keep doing it as you're walking away. Wait a minute. No. Don't worry about that last one. So, you guys
Jim.
make your way towards the mountain. As you're getting closer and things are getting colder, Phineas looks around and is like, does anyone have any cold weather gear? We're about to go up a mountain. There is a shop near the base of it if you'd like to go there.
You're gonna complain the
unless-
whole time.
Unless we already... I mean, we could just go up there and you can die if that's really what... I wouldn't like that to happen. I would like to still help because that is what I...
Kraos kind of glances at Sue. And says, if we could stop there, that would be helpful. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. We're just gonna go there. He has a good shop. It is a very, very nice gentleman. He says the word sorry a lot. I don't quite understand, but he's a very apologetic man.
Prialis, you're gonna replace the gray wool orcish, sweater thing that I knitted for you.
Oh, you're
earlier?
right.
You already
was
have
like,
you technically have a piece of cold
Aw.
weather gear.
Yeah, I was like, I know I have something, but I
You
don't
do.
see it in my inventory. Okay.
Kiva
Yeah.
is just naturally good against
Yeah,
cold,
Kiva
but
doesn't
the other
get
two of
it.
you don't have anything.
He was just like, I don't need cold weather gear. I
mean,
was born in the cold.
I'm gonna like just roll with it, but because she doesn't want Sfoguglio's pride to be his death, although she knows it will be at some point. Just not this way. This is a bad way.
Not this way.
Like and like her. So in terms of how it looks, like the that cold weather that sweater, whatever it was, is in her pack, so it's not out. So it's like, yeah, we need this, right? But I will add, so afterwards, we'll turn to look at Mega and kind of like give a little, like a nod.
Okay. Yeah, so if we just go down the road, it should be just like it's a house. Well, it's a shop / house in the middle of the woods. He's a nice guy. Like I said, apologetic for some reason. So you make your way over to the place where Phineas was. It is a lovely, pretty large like log cabin essentially. There seems to be 2 floors, and on the very first floor is a sign that says "Cold Weather Emporium. Please come in if you're about to go up the mountain." And to the right of it is a large board that says "Weather for today," and it says "Blizzard" on it. As you're noting that the snow is starting to fall a little bit more and more.
Does it look like the sign can be changed, or is
Yes,
Blizzard just
it
carved
actually
into
it does look like the sign can be changed. It's not just like a
Okay.
permanent blizzard. It is Blizzard.
Okay.
As you enter, there's a little like an alarm bell. Like it sounds like a bell, but it's like a magical alarm that goes off like ding, ding, ding. But it's also it's not like harsh. It's very, very calming. In front of you are like racks of. So to your right are racks of coats. Behind that are some shelves with like pickaxes, and behind that are like different forms of potions and whatnot. To your left seems to be is a counter with a very a large Goliath man standing behind it. And as you come in, he says, well, "Sorry about that. Sorry about that. It's a bit cold outside, eh?"
You know what's funny? So like I know you're all like Canadians, but Mega just posted something in chat, and I'm pretty sure this is where all of our minds went.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep,
No,
absolutely.
that's yeah.
That's
Hello.
Yoo-hoo!
Yoo-hoo.
Ooh, and sauna.
Is there a sauna?
There is no sauna inside.
Oh man, if there's a
Sadly.
Aw.
No
So
sauna.
that's why he's apologetic.
That's why he's so
Yeah.
apologetic. There's some
Like the
shelves
one
over
thing
there.
to
If
do.
you'd like to go that way, you can get there. And then if you go the other way, there's some things with some other stuff. There's pickaxes, coats. Normally we have some guided tours up the mountain to get to the village, the Houndmaster village, which is the Barbarian encampment. Every once in a while, someone goes up there. But we don't have one today because they're already there and they need to still come back. So if you have any form of time, we're sorry about that. But if you have any form of time constraints, like I said, sorry, but there's not much we can do, eh?
You just stop apologizing for like 2 seconds.
I'm
just
sorry, it's
say
just in my blood,
words.
eh?
Kiva glares at that. Kiva just like gives him the most dirty, vicious look, and it's just like, no.
Crealis loves him.
Kiva despises him.
So, does okay, hold on. Shad?
Oh yeah, Shad is
Yeah. Does he have warm weather?
no. Shad
God,
does
I
not.
hope not.
Okay. So
Do we have him hitched out front, like the horse hitching, or did we bring
Where
him
would
inside?
you have left Shad?
No, I'm like guiding him around.
Okay,
Like, by
he's
the-
still pretty
by the-
glazed over.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
the shoulders. So I'm
Have
just
we
like
tied him yet?
I'm just steering
Yeah, we tied him.
Yeah, I think you tied him. I think someone said something about tying him, unless you didn't.
I guess did it
If
specifically.
no one else did, I would.
Oh no, if Mega said no, then no, because Mega was the one I thought I said tied him, but no, he's not
No.
tied. He's not tied.
No, Mega feels kinship, even though this, I mean, he's been in this situation where someone's messed with your mind, and Mega feels a lot of residual guilt over his own actions that he took while he was impacted.
It's okay, I know
So-
Fireball.
That's all you need to know.
Oh no, do you?
Yeah. I haven't
Oh,
used it yet, but I know it.
I
and I
know
have an open spell slot.
Fireball.
So Mega's like, he's thankful to Kiva that she's keeping him, complacent, but he's like, we're not going to treat this kid as a prisoner or anything. We're going to be nice, or else. So Mega's going to get Mega has like his scarf and stuff, but nothing like serious cold weather. So Mega will buy a coat, and he'll buy a coat for Shad as well.
Okay.
Mega does have a Shad size hat already that he made that he'll like
Nice.
stick on his head.
Nice.
While they're all doing their shopping, Spaguglio walks up to the owner and he leans in. And
He leans
all he
back.
says, he goes, "You can tell him I'm on to him." And then he just turns around and walks away.
Oh Jesus.
He just kind of leans
Now
back.
you're gonna be ominously suspicious of everything.
Of
This is great. There's nothing wrong with this.
So as Mega makes his way to the counter, yeah, the gentleman, as you're approaching, is like, your friend seems to have some issues, eh? And just points at Spaguglio.
Mega's gonna roll his eyes and be like, I wouldn't know where to start.
Sorry about that. Seems to be kind of inconvenient, but everybody's the same. Not the same.
No.
Everybody's different.
He's a really good person deep down.
Ah,
real deep.
But I'm sorry he's not so good on the surface.
He has his moments.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So that'll be the 1 gold per coat.
I guess
Okay.
Spaguglio's gonna buy something warm. He's gonna go look in the back for like the cheapest thing.
Sure. You see a
that-
discount
that would
rack.
Keep him warm.
It's discount because it's half size.
Exactly.
Are all these
Children's
coats like cut
clothes.
in half?
It's children's clothes with like a unicorn on the front, like a purple unicorn.
No, you see
Oh
like
my
the occasional,
goodness.
so it's just random coats of sorts, just that look pretty raggedy. And there are definitely some that look like they were just cut at the waist to be shorter as well. Just
Hold
just
on.
a little, not even fitted or anything, just kind of cut up.
So,
And
I'm
it
gonna
says
find
50
whatever.
50 cents. It says 5 silver on it. There we go.
Whatever the cheapest one is, 5 silver.
5 silver is your cheapest one.
He walks up and he puts down his 5 silver, and he goes, "Yeah, I bet you can have prices like this when you basically have a monopoly on winter wear."
To be honest, no one else really wants to live that near the cold, but I like it, eh?
I bet you do. And he puts down the 5 silver and turns around and walks
He takes
away.
the silver and he's like, I hope you get your problem fixed at some point. Sorry about it, eh?
Eva has probably been like wandering around and
Yeah.
like at one point she's probably just like literally banging her head against a wall for a second just because she's like
You literally
with
just
this
go and start
person.
going, dang. Why?
Uh-huh. Yeah. But then like composes herself and like tries to maintain a good appearance around this dude, but he like I think this is one of the first Goliaths we've seen,
Yes.
and I don't like him. He does not do my race justice.
Doesn't make your heart flutter like a certain dragonborn.
Not in the slightest. Not if he's apologetic.
Very apologetic.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So, coats are paid for.
Mhm.
I think Ega's gonna look at what Spaguglio's wearing and be like, okay.
I posted what I'm wearing in chat.
Yeah,
by
no,
the
it's
way.
canon. There are hearts on that sweater.
Yep.
And that hat it has ears and a giant rainbow on it.
Yep.
That looks warm.
Ever the politician. Yeah. Okay. So I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I can find the trail up the mountain to the Barbarian village.
Sure.
Gralis is
So-
gonna like, as we leave the shop, she says, should we be worried about? And like, kind of glances up the mountain at the either the store or the approaching storm, and looks at the sign that says today's weather blizzard.
Are you still within the shopkeep's like ear range? Like you went to the shopkeep to kind of ask him that?
I mean,
or-
yeah, we
You're
just
still
we're right
there.
outside. Like when we all kind of step
Yeah, we're-
outside, we're just right outside the store.
I mean, the trail's pretty easily marked, but it might be a little bit treacherous. You guys seem like you've seen your fair share of things, though. Chances are you'll be able to find your way. It just could be a little bit hard. Don't lose track of each other, though. Try and stay together. Because I'm really sorry, but you might end up losing each other. But hopefully you won't. You look like you guys know each other.
Yeah.
Except for that one. That one, he points to Scoolio. I'm kind of sorry about, but it's okay. It happens.
Not even Shad. Spaguglio.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me.
How's Phineas taking?
Phine-
Phineas taking all this.
Phineas like went to he perused a little bit and then he like put his hand up, was like, oh wait a minute, oh wait a minute, I have cold weather gear in my backpack, I forget. And he pulls out this very elegant flowing large winter jacket that is just like very Phineas with the hat and everything. It fits very well put together, very bard-esque.
So
Just what I needed.
I turn around
Mhm.
and I use minor illusion again to kind of like create like maybe like some very red glowing eyes and maybe like the sound of wind rushing in really quickly towards him. And I just say, "What?"
Kind of goes back a little. He kind of. I didn't mean to offend you. I just was trying to be honest. Sorry about that.
Okay. No, thanks. We're leaving now. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry
we
if there was any
are.
inconvenience. Eh?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Tell him what I said.
So
He just points. He doesn't actually say anything. It's like,
we'll walk out. Mega will
One last
turn.
glare before I go.
Perfect.
Sure.
Okay. Who else has rope?
I think I should.
I think
I
anyone's
think I
used
do as
rope
well.
yet, so you should all have rope.
Okay. So Mega is going to like tie a. He'll from all the time that time that he spent as a shepherd, he's gonna put together like a little rope harness, tie around Shad, and tie it to his belt, and then he'll turn to everybody else that has rope and be like, okay, you tie yourself to her, you tie yourself to him, you tie yourself to me. That way we won't get lost in the storm. I'll find the path, and you just follow me up the mountain.
That sounds good to me.
Good. Here's the Kiva. Good? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I want to be behind this guy. And I point to Shad.
Okay. So, and then he'll turn to Crealis and be like, if you're more comfortable flying, then I think you'd probably be able to get up, either, up the mountain faster, or if you want, you can, climb in my backpack, or, just, perch and
Cozy Kraus.
because I've seen owls try and fly in blizzards, and it's not pretty. So it's
Yeah,
either
Kiva will kind of like nod and agree and say, I think it might be best if you stay on the ground for this trip.
Crealis sort of looks at them, opens the bag and wriggles into the what Mega had made for her, and says, I want to try to help, and will flutter over and sort of perch on Mega's shoulder. Maybe I can help
Cute.
keep an eye out here.
that'd be great, because I'm going to have to really keep an eye on the ground. So, yeah, at this point, I believe that I can. Give me 1 second here.
What?
Yeah.
If we're making survival checks at any point, I am more than happy to help or lead in that regard. I got a +5.
Is Buddy still subdued? Like from
Shad?
charm person? Like that's only an hour.
It's only an hour, but like if
Would
I
you-
need to, I can keep casting it.
So you are
I don't
coming
want
up.
to, but
You're
I
coming up
can.
on roughly an hour at this point. The shop wasn't that far away from where the marker was.
Okay.
Then
Then yeah, I'll recast it.
Sure.
I'll spend that spell slot. Just because.
Just because you don't want him attacking Mega on the mountain.
Yeah.
Guglio's gonna keep a hand on him.
Do you want him to do
almost-
another wisdom save for that?
Yeah, he failed. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
He failed.
beautiful. Good.
Spaguglio's gonna keep a hand on him, almost like if you do anything, you're gonna go pop, and he's
You're
just
gonna
gonna
go pop.
Yeah,
Sure.
he's gonna use like fireball on him or some shit.
Point blank fireball in the middle of a blizzard.
I said or some shit.
Oh, sure. Okay,
Shatter.
so
He's shattered.
you guys start to make your way up the mountain. There is as the snow is falling, it still hasn't quite gotten to a point where you can't see the trail. So there is a pretty decent trail. It looks like it's been traveled. It has some fences along it, and it seems to wind up the mountain. As you make your way, just kind of, it's slow going, because even though it's not a full blizzard yet, there is still a pretty good amount of snow on the mountain, and it does seem to be in it's cold season, which the mountain probably is in cold season the entire time, judging by how much snow is on the ground. So you make your way up. You have a couple turns left, turns right. You take a turn to the right, and it kind of clears up for a bit. And as all of you turn to your right, you actually can see to your right now, and it's just a sheer drop. You are on this fenced-in trail that is just sheer drop down to the side. Phineas makes a little sound as he looks over, and then just kind of, literally, you see him like look, kind of put his hands this way and just look forward while he's walking in this line. So you keep making your way up the mountain. The snow starts falling harder and harder. You make a couple more lefts and some rights, and you no longer can tell exactly what side the drop off would be, because the way it's kind of been winding, it lost your sense of direction a bit. At this point, everyone has their cold gear on, which I believe is advantage on checks against the cold. So I need everyone to make a Constitution save with advantage as the cold starts to bite, as the blizzard is starting to swell.
So I don't think Kiva bought any cold weather gear, but she
you
does
have
this
advantage because
cold.
you're a Goliath.
Just because I'm a beefy bitch.
Does she have advantage, or is she immune?
Or is it just
I think
immune?
she's immune. I think she's just immune to
Sure.
cold.
Or is
No,
it
it's not
resistance,
immunity.
cold
It's
damage?
resistance. It's resistance.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could be better.
And Mega. And Phineas isn't here, so I'm just gonna roll on his dice. Phineas is doing great. Okay.
How's Shad doing?
Shad also doing great. They're both doing great. So Alice, you are going to the coldest seems to like get through the handmade sweater a little bit. There's a little spot where Mega might have quite missed just a little bit sewing. And you're gonna take 7 points of cold damage as it kind of
Just a little bit.
just kind of gets to your core a little bit. And
Mild frostbite.
as you make your way farther up, not quite knowing what side the drop off is, there seems to be a fork in the road. And there doesn't seem to, the sign on it seems to have, there is just a piece of wood in the center that he seemed to have snapped off, and the sign doesn't seem to be anywhere. I need whoever would like to make a survival check. If it's gonna be Kiva, make a survival check. If anyone wants to help, give you advantage.
I was gonna say,
make a survival check.
yeah.
Oh no.
I am
Can
proficient in
You can do the
survival.
help. So roll with advantage, because I know Krios normally helps. Or
There you
Mega
go.
can just get a 24. That's fine.
Wow.
So Kiva, you can't quite see where it is, but Mega actually sees like an indent in the snow or a spot in the snow that it looks like the snow had covered where it had fell, but it still looks like you can barely make out the indent. Like the snow almost got to the point where you couldn't, but you look really hard and you can see where the sign is. You grab it, you place it where it was, and one side of the sign says, "Do not go this way," to the right, drop off, and to your left is this is the trail. So I imagine you would go the way of the trail, unless anyone wants to just go jump off a mountain. I don't know what else that would be at. So you guys take. You guys are great.
maybe left.
Maybe left. No, I know you guys will.
Yeah.
So you guys go left, and you make your way up the mountain. A little bit more time passes. You seem to actually have a pretty good idea of where the trail is at this point. In the very, very far distance, you can almost make out little bits of sounds, almost like it's a civilization. The blizzard doesn't seem to be letting up, so I need everyone to make one more Constitution save. Yep. Yeah, she's making a Constitution save.
Bring. Oh no, that's to get up the mountain.
That's the mountain. Okay, everyone seems to be okay. Except for, let's check these two lovely gentlemen real quick. Phineas is fine. Shad is going to take 7 points. That's consistent of cold damage.
That tracks.
See, as you see Shad, as he's kind of like shambling forward with the group, you see like a little bit of frostbite kind of take over his fingers. They're starting to look a little bit purplish. So you guys keep on going forward. And as you keep making your way towards the sound and keep following the trail, the blizzard seems to be letting up a little bit. And in the distance, you see what looks like a relatively large settlement with a wooden wall, kind of like, your traditional logs with spikes on the top of that comes off to a point in the top of it. And you're on a little bit of a hill. And as you look down, it looks like just a bunch of essentially like Viking longhouses and Viking huts, very similar to your traditional Viking settlement of a ton of small houses, one really big hut in the center, lots of streets and whatnot. And it seems to actually be kind of bustling. Like there seems to be a lot of people around it, even though there's a blizzard. That seems to be oddly clear around the settlement itself. To your right where the path leads, or to your left if you'd like to, there are gates on either side. It really doesn't matter which one you take. They're both gates. So, right or left?
Left.
Okay. I lied. It matters. You're all dead. No. You guys head off to the left. You guys go towards the gate. On duty is one large Goliath barbarian with a... he is fully bald. He has tattoos all around his head, going back down his neck of a wolf, kind of going up. It's essentially, if you look down his back, there is the tail of the wolf that goes into the body, and then on the back of his head is the jaw of the wolf that seems to be open with all of the teeth. He wields a big great axe. He has normal, like, what you'd expect a barbarian, so not like studded leather, just traditional barbarian, like, armor. Nothing like big or anything like that. Armor. He sees you in the distance and just like, who goes there? Who's out in the blizzard? Seems, yeah. Come inside if you need to.
We do. Thank you.
Sure. Guys, I'm impressed being out in the blizzard. That normally we don't see travelers when blizzards come by. I'm happy to see you guys, or see you guys are safe. Normally,
is the half elf woman Roselle in here?
We haven't heard from anyone named not that I know of. Maybe she came in the other gate.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Where can we go to rest or to warm up?
So there's our big long house in the center. Actually, at the moment, our leader has come back, so there's a little bit of a celebration. He's kind of doing the rounds of being a leader, and we've had a couple other peoples before the blizzard come by and greet him. Traditional leader of a giant camp. Things that need to be done. I don't do much of them. I pretty much just stand guard and hunt. I do more traditional barbarian things. He's got to do. I would never want to do what he does, to be honest. But anyway,
you have a lot of thoughts on the matter.
Yeah,
Desk jobs,
honestly,
am I right?
Right, 100%. You know what? Guys, go right in. You guys seem like great people.
Crealis is like shaking on your shoulder. Thank you.
Guglio looks at him and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm gonna ask a question first. Is this where Barty's supposed to be?"
No, Barty is like
Okay.
This is where
far east.
This is on the way.
This is where Pharrell might be.
Yeah, this is where Pharrell.
Yeah, this is where Pharrell went, and Rosellen went.
Right, and she's an oatmeal raisin cookie.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Takes a look at the notes. She's
an oatmeal raisin.
She's an oatmeal
cookie.
raisin cookie.
We're not staying
She's
here.
one of the suspicious ones.
We're moving on.
Yeah, in a barbarian fashion, can I punch the sentry in a friendly way?
In a barbarian fashion.
Sure.
Yes.
In the most masculine.
You just go and like
way.
give him a
like
big
a chest
punch
bump.
on the arm, and he like looks at you and just gives you a nice big punch back. It's like,
Yeah.
I respect that.
What action?
Yeah, go right in.
Okay. Thank you.
So
Go in.
You open up the gates, and you see that there are like little roads. It actually feels warm at this point, even being in this blizzard that you kind of can look to the sides and in the distance you can see around. But here it just feels pretty warm. Crealis is even not as cold anymore. Crealis is a little warmer.
Yeah, is very much happier.
Yeah. So you head your way down the main street towards the long house, but you, as you're going, and the distance to the right, you hear a scuffle that, or you can either go check it out or keep going.
So Mega is going to kind of, turn to Kiva. Can you take him to Farrell and see if she can lift the curse off of him? I need to go see if Rosellen came in the other gate, and I want to see what's going on over there.
Kiva will kind of like
Please.
sigh and be like, yes, I can handle your little problem for you.
Okay. Mega's gonna be like, great,
I'll go with
thank
the
you.
big guy.
And go
Crealis,
kinda-
I guess we're
Yeah,
gonna manage this together.
She nods. She kind of flutters off, and like when she first takes off, there's like a dip, and then she stabilizes. And then hops to the ground, and yeah, it's just still. It'll be good to go somewhere warmer.
And little pat for Crealis
So is
as
it-
we go in.
You said it's warm in here?
Yeah.
The sweater's off.
Sure.
Immediately, as soon as I felt even a little bit warm. Sweater and hat gone.
Your heart sweater and rainbow hat.
Gone.
Done. Okay. Phineas goes with it makes the parties even, so it's Crealis, Shad, and Kiva, and then it's going to be Mega, Spaguglio, and Phineas. So we're going to go with Mega, Spaguglio, and Phineas first, as Kiva and Crealis and Shad go off towards the long house, where everyone seems to be meeting. So you make your way down one of the side paths, almost. It's as close to an alley as you would find in a series of, like, Viking tents and houses, as opposed to your traditional, like, alley where buildings are. But it's as close to that as you get. As you go down, you hear a tussle more. You hear, like, a little bit of fighting back and forth. You hear someone say in a familiar voice that is not Rosellen, but you hear in a familiar voice that is Farrell. What are you doing here? You didn't come in through the front gate. You seem very suspicious. And then you hear in a voice that is Rosellen, I don't know what you're talking about. I came in here just fine. What are you talking about? And they're just fighting back and forth.
Okay.
Are they fighting, or are they like verbally fighting?
They're
or are they,
verbally
like,
fighting. You haven't-
fisticuffs?
They're verbally fighting, and as you would round
Okay.
the corner, you would see that Farrell has Rosellen pinned to the ground and is asking her questions like,
Oh God.
yeah.
Okay. Nope. not cool. Okay.
Respect to Pharrell, though. She was decked out. Like, she was like big, scary
Farrell is also the
woman.
leader of the rebellion.
Yeah.
Nah, that's nothing. So yeah,
Oatmeal raisin.
she doesn't seem to notice you guys as you come over. But yeah, she has her pinned to the ground. She's asking her questions like, "What are you doing here? Why are you lurking in the shadows?" Is one of the specific things she has.
So if she doesn't see us coming up, Mega's gonna come up and grab Pharrell by like the back of her cloak and like haul her up off of Rosellen and be like, "What are you doing?"
She gets hauled up and she looks around and she's like, "What are you doing here?" She was sneaking around in the shadows. She didn't come in here normally. She didn't come in through one of the gates, as
She
far as
said
I
she
know.
couldn't.
She could probably just walk in. Why would she think that? She's doing something suspicious. Do you know her?
I do know her. She's my sister.
In
She
law.
looks back. She looks like okay, because at first she looks back and forth. You don't look at all like, oh,
Clarifies.
well, your sister-in-law is wearing a cloak with a symbol of the twin snakes, which normally isn't allowed in this camp except for a couple situations, and she's sneaking around. So I'm allowed to be suspicious.
Well, I'm saying that she's not suspicious.
Fine. If anything happens, it's on you.
Fine. It's on me.
How's everyone doing? And she like
Julia kinda
composes
looks at Mega,
herself.
and he's just like, "Oh, this is a lot of responsibility. This is so much responsibility."
She keeps a sideways eye kind of at Rosellen and looks back and
So
what
Mega's gonna
what
pick
brings
Rosellen
you
up
here?
yeah, Mega's gonna pick Rosellen up at the. He's like dismissing Pharrell. He's like, you're done. Spaguglio, talk to her. He's gonna pick Rosellen up and like brush her off. Be like, are you okay?
Yeah, she's like,
Did she hurt?
I'm fine. I was just walking the side alleys because I was curious. There was a lot of noise in the center of the camp. I was curious of what was back here, and I just get attacked by this elvish person. I don't even know. I wasn't doing anything. I might have snuck past one of the guards to get in here because it was cold outside, and I might have gotten here a little earlier than I thought. But that's it. I don't mean anything.
Mega's gonna turn to for like, see, it's perfectly normal. She's that's not she sneaking in and not saying anything to anybody and hiding in the shadows of the alleys. That's not suspicious.
Spaguglio's gonna kind of like wave Mega off, and he's gonna pull Pharrell away. He's like, I got it. Like, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the only person who's ever acknowledged Spaguglio's
Existence. Exactly.
Actually knows his name despite the fact that he lied about it and is very embarrassed by that.
Oh, Gary.
And he pulls Pharrell aside and he's just like, we can trust you, right?
Yes. Yeah. Of course you can.
And he gets like a very like a glimpse. I wouldn't say like full on, but a very glimpse of like maybe a scared look in his eye as he like turns back towards where they came from, and he looks at her. He's like, if we don't make it back to Eleonora, maybe keep your eye on Grissengrim. Keep an eye on him. You might want
Are
to.
you okay?
You might want to be. I don't know if I'd be careful. And he kind of like walks away.
She actually puts a hand on your shoulder. She pulls a scroll out from her back, pulls it out, looks at you, and it's like, does a little like waves her hand over you a little bit. Looks down, looks at you, looks down, reads off the scroll, and at that moment, I don't think anyone knows the spell cure or remove curse. She casts something on you, and you no longer feel what you were feeling before.
Okay.
Like,
Do I remember it? What I've been doing?
Your mind seems blank for the last since you touched that thing.
Okay.
You don't even know where you currently are.
Spaguglio snaps too, and he's like, "What the hell?"
You were cursed.
Looks down at the ground, and he like kicks some of the snow. He's like, "The hell's this stuff?"
This is snow. It's gonna be okay. You might not remember. I don't know. Something weird happened to you. I noticed it something magical. I removed it. Do you remember what happened in the last little while? I don't know how long it's been.
No. I touched a thing,
Okay.
and then you touched me.
You probably shouldn't touch random things because that's a bad idea.
Wait a second. I touched that thing too, and I'm fine.
There's a reason for it. If you just trust
Holy
the
shit!
So Mega turned around when he heard remove curse.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, there's
Yeah, and
another
then you would
guy
hear
who
that.
there's another guy who needs that at the Longhouse. His name's Shad. He's a good kid.
What have you people been doing while I've been gone? Doing
Touching
things.
stuff.
Curse one? You found someone else with a curse? What is this?
They found us, and he's only been cursed for a couple days. I guess that's about the same as Spaguglio. But anyways, no, he's a good kid. He's part of our group. They were
Do you
coming
just
to find.
attract curses?
There was a slight
It's
misunderstanding.
fine.
We were
I-
actually trying to learn cursive.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
What the?
Okay. Sure. Just point me to him. We can talk. We can talk afterwards. Just point me to him. I have 2 more of these scrolls in here. I've had a long journey, so I can't cast it naturally, but I have some scrolls that I can cast it from.
Good. I think everyone's at the longhouse. We should just all go there.
Let's go. But I'm keeping an eye on her. She points over Rosellen.
I'm also keeping an eye on her.
She looks over to Spaguglio and like gets really close to him and goes and whispers in his ear. You keep an eye on her too, because he might be blinded because of family.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they all walk out. So you guys go to. So while this was happening, Kiva, Crealis, and Shad were making their way to the Longhouse. It's a pretty busy thing, pretty busy streets. And in the very center of it all is this very long house, very large. It's a long house. Very large building where everyone seems to be kind of coming in and out of. If you would like to enter the longhouse or kind of stay outside,
Why
you
would
don't
we
see
stay outside?
you don't
It's
see Pharrell
freezing?
anywhere. It's actually pretty warm still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll go inside. I don't want to just stand around with this limp noodle of ours.
That's right. It's okay. So you guys head on inside. You look around. You see a lot of people just kind of drinking and being merry and doing traditional barbarian things. A couple of not so much fist fight, not like bar brawls, but like controlled fist fights, like punching back and forth, like they challenged each other.
Punch for punch.
Punch for punch kind of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
you guys ever seen the videos of like the Russian slap contest? Same type of thing, just whack.
Oh,
No.
oh, hell yeah!
What?
It's a thing. They sit across
Oh
the
my
table from each
God.
other and they slap each other as hard as they can, one at a time.
That sounds like a game that
Wait,
12-year-old boys
wait.
play with.
Exactly.
I saw a gif of this. Just a dude standing there, and
Yeah.
it's like there's a little table in between them, and just gets
Yeah.
whacked in the face.
Yeah.
But like, not only
Oh.
that, they have like an armrest so they can like steady themselves and really lean into it.
Jesus Christ.
It's a thing that exists.
Humanity boggles me.
Right?
People get knocked out. Like they get knocked
Seriously?
the fuck out. Like it's a real thing.
Mega has found his people.
Hell yeah. But yeah, you look around and you don't see Pharrell. In the very center of the room, a little bit on an elevated platform with a not like a very neat line, but kind of a rough line going up to him is a very, probably one of the largest Goliaths you've seen. Similar to the one at the gate as far as the tattoo goes, but much larger, actually in studded leather armor, and a axe that, even from this distance, you can see that the axe handle, where the pummel is, starts the tail of a wolf, similar to the tattoo, and it just wraps around the entire pummel all the way, and the entire axe head is just one giant jaw with 2 eyes on either side. And right next to him is a dire wolf that is about 3 times the size of Spaguglio. That goes up to this Goliath's waist.
I feel like most wolves are about 3 times the size of Spaguglio or more.
Make it 5 times the size of Spaguglio, then. It's
okay.
massive.
Am I a unit of measurement now? Is this what's happening?
Yep, as far as wolves go.
How many
As far as
Spaguglios
wolves
is it?
go.
But you do not see any Pharrell anywhere in this crowd.
But it's
Okay.
warm.
I mean, Kiva will find a seat and like sit the limp noodle down and just hold her concentration on charm person, I guess.
Sure.
She's not gonna like, these are all barbarians, and like, you know, she was raised around barbarians, and so she's a little bit like, it's familiar, but she doesn't want to be a part of it. She
Right.
hasn't been a part of it for a long time.
Familiar, but you're not a big fan of it.
Yeah. There's a reason she became a druid.
Right. Kraus doing anything?
Great Kraus, maybe we should warm up a little bit before we look for Pharrell. And she'll kind of hop over to. Is there a like person who like is there a bar or like a I don't mean like a bar for drink, but like is there a bar where behind which
There
there's
are
someone
people
or
just carrying arms full of mugs of mead, just going around tables and just plopping them down. So as you actually sat
Wow,
down,
very
Kiva,
generous.
You just had a mug of mead placed in front of you, and then just moved on.
She'll kind of just like gently push it away. Just be like, no.
as like someone like just sort of puts the thing
puts
down.
it down.
Krialis very gently tries to get the person's attention. Does it work?
Yeah, the person turns around, like looks at you and is like, "Yeah, mead."
I'm sorry. Is there a way we could get something warm? Is there like soup or something?
Soup? Sure. I can go grab some for you, for sure. What brings you so far up here? You don't see a lot of folk like you around.
We don't see folk like you around.
At hearing that, Kiva's gonna kind of get into defense mode and say, I beg your pardon, but that's none of your business.
Didn't mean anything wrong by it. Just I'll be right back with the soup.
Can we get the bird some soup, please?
Sure, definitely.
Thank you.
She goes off to grab the soup.
Muttering to her, people are touchy, I guess.
Yeah, no. Like, whatever. I'm just trying to make conversation. It's my job.
Kiva doesn't trust anybody,
No, I know.
especially a room full of barbarians. Like,
Right.
Absolutely not.
So she goes to like there's a big old pot in about halfway point of the longhouse and near the back, sitting on a lovely open fire. She grabs. There are no small bowls. There are Goliath-sized bowls. So she just takes it and just there's a large bowl of soup, pours it in, comes over, plops it down. You could.
Thank you.
I guess you could kind of like flutter and like look over the bowl into it and then kind of dip in.
I bring out my metal straw.
Yeah. And just start kind of sipping.
Yummy soup.
So
first use it to like cool it a bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
You like blow it.
Yeah. And just like the straw is like just skimming the surface to kind of just get that still hot but not scalding.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good soup for like a large kind of potluck thing or a very large gathering. Pretty good.
Yeah. Kiva, do you think maybe Shad, do you want some?
He says nothing.
Kiva will kind of like turn and like look at the little limp noodle and see if he reacts to anything.
Nothing. He just kind of
Beautiful.
back and forth.
I think he might be hungry after he gets the curse lifted from him.
Okay, so you guys sit around and eat.
We
and
enjoy the atmosphere.
Enjoy the atmosphere, or don't enjoy the atmosphere, depending on which one of you is at the table. And a little time passes, and then Pharrell, Mega, Phineas, and Spulio all walk in from the same side you guys walked in. Pharrell instantly spots you, looks over at Mega, and is like, "Is the extra one the one that's cursed, or is it one of you guys?" She's not saying it at Kiva or Krauss. She's just looking at Mega as she's walking in. Is it one of the other two?
She better not have said that to my face. I will beat her up. I will destroy her in hand-to-hand combat.
What are you?
Mega points at Shad. It's like, this is the one right here.
I don't even.
She really is an oatmeal raisin cookie.
She pulls out her scroll and she just starts walking over to Shad and the other two. And just walking over to Shad and the other two, pulls out her scroll, looks at it a couple times, looks. I'm gonna remove his curse, and then just says a couple arcane words that are on the scroll, touches him, and then Shad kind of comes to. Charm person is still on him, so he looks over at Keaton and is like, "What's up, friend?"
Oh, sorry. That made me and Stacy laugh.
What's up, friend?
Kiva's gonna turn and just kind of like nod and drop charm person just like as gently as she can She's like, great, I don't have to deal with this anymore.
He looks straight at the table, and his eyes kind of go wide as he looks around, like he doesn't really know where he is. He looks back and forth.
I
Krialis
believe
pushes
you
the bowl
were.
of soup toward him.
Oh, there you go.
Then he's thank you, and he goes and he starts like shoveling soup in. His mouth just kind of takes the whole thing and starts going to town on it.
Kiva will kind of like will turn back over to Mega and say, "I believe your acquaintances has been handled."
Excellent. So you're shod, huh?
Yeah. He looks up at Mega, and his eyes kind of go wide, and he's like,
How you
I don't
feeling,
even like, instead of the nervousness of being angry, it's like awe, just straight awe, like just wonderment. He shovels some more food in his mouth and looks at I am so happy to finally get to meet you. I don't even, you don't even know. Thank you. Thank you for all you do.
You know, you met him a couple hours ago.
I don't remember any of that. I just woke up here and a bird shoved soup in my face.
I beg your pardon, it wasn't your face. She gently handed you a bowl of soup.
I don't know. The soup looks like it's in my
Does-
face
does-
right now. And he
Does
just keeps
Mega
going
still have a
down.
wound?
Wow.
What?
Do you,
No,
do you-
it's all good. You shot me with an arrow and I ground your face into the dirt. But
He
I think
he
we're
drops
friends.
the spoon and looks. I am so sorry. I did not mean to do that.
It's okay. We're friends now.
I am so sorry. I don't know what happened. It was like a day and a half ago, 2 days. I don't actually really know how long it was. I kind of lost track of time because I can't remember anything. But somewhere, the last thing I remember, as I was walking through the woods to the spot, and then my memory just goes blank.
That happens to me too.
Like this, though, do you just shoot random people who you idolize?
No, usually I rage and then like smash my head into things.
I'm not a
But-
barbarian. I don't know how to do that.
Oh, oh it's fun. It's fun. I'll show you.
Apparently if I was angry and I tried to shoot you, I don't think I want to rage.
Oh, not wanting to rage. Mega's taken aback by for a second here. He's like, why would you not want to rage?
It's scary. I don't remember what happened in the last 2 days. Do you know what were you doing in the last 2 days?
I went through a portal and then we came out and you shot me with an arrow and then I ground your face into
The last
dirt. It
2
was
days, roughly 2 days ago, you were in backwater in a tavern.
awesome. Oh, and we fought werewolves.
Um,
And I got my butt kicked by a dragonborn. And Spaguglia was weird, but that's kind of all
there's
it
no
was.
way. You know what? You probably just weren't trying your hardest. You could have kicked his butt.
That's right, I could have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you
I
kicked
don't
my
know, it
butt,
was
I
pretty
imagine. I don't
definitive.
remember any of it.
Wow. What a kiss up.
it was you got you know what? Yeah. Go get him, champ.
I will. And he just goes back to stuffing his face with soup.
Mega's gonna grab a mug of mead as soon as someone stumbles by with one, and you know,
Start.
He's
drinking it.
found his sister-in-law. He has no idea who this kid is, but he's like, all right, another half orc, great. And I'm in a barbarian camp, and I definitely want to get in on that hitting contest over there. So
While they're having this awkward moment, Krialis like flutters over and tries to rustle up soup for everyone.
Sure. You find the same person that had brought you soup, and she very gladly brings soup to the table. Like
Soup
3 at a
all
time,
around.
and then everyone
So-
just. She even does put one in front of Kiva as well. Just the whole
Kiva
table.
will kind of like turn her nose up initially, but it does smell pretty good.
It does smell pretty good. It's pretty good soup.
Spaguglio's kind of gonna do the opposite of what he normally does, which is make Mega seem like a huge force to be reckoned with. He's just gonna make you realize he's just like a sheep farmer, right? Just like a
Just the first slap
Right,
table you see, you just go.
Yeah,
you
but-
realize, sure. Roll. You know what? You're not. I mean, there's nothing to roll. You said a fact.
What
but-
Here
impact?
comes.
but
He's
what
just a sheep
impact?
farmer.
It's just a
Yeah.
fact.
What
One
were
of
they
the
doing
Goliaths
again?
at the table that seems to have won a couple times looks at him and is like, okay, do you think, what are you trying to say? He obviously can't beat me if he's just a sheep farmer.
No, I'm
Thank you,
talking
David.
to Shad.
Oh,
I'm
to
trying
Shad. I thought you went up
I'm
to a
trying
table.
to-
Oh, Shad.
No,
Oh,
no,
Shad.
I'm trying to
Shad's just like a sheep
trying
farmer.
to
He's like,
down-
I know. He
talk down
look
Mega.
look at where he's come. Look at him. He's doing such great things, and he was just a sheep farmer. Look at this. Half orcs everywhere should try and be like that. We have it hard.
I would like to kind of like play it off. He's like, yeah, he's a pretty cool dude.
He is a pretty cool dude. Do you hear that? He calls you a pretty cool dude.
I know, it's great. And Mega's gonna bang his mug down, and now I'm a war chief.
What?
Okay.
Sure. You could be whatever you want.
Kiva is fully tuning all of this out and is just like,
But Googly is like,
oh,
you're a war chief. What the hell happened?
I'll go.
you are
no
nothing
longer.
of the sort.
How long have I been out?
Pharrella's at this point, she's sat down and she's just slowly eating soup, and she's every word that is said, she just looks more confused and kind of shaking her head and just slowly eating.
Can I do an insight check on Pharrell now that she's here?
Sure.
And like within my sights.
What to see if she what do you exactly want to do with this check? What are you trying
I want
to?
to know kind of like why she's here or what her general impressions are of this situation.
Sure. I mean, she looks like she's as
basically,
far
I
as yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust her as far as I can spit.
Sure.
She is an oatmeal raisin cookie after all.
It is true.
So I'm just generally suspicious.
Sure.
Has a mod 20.
Yeah. So she seems like legitimate as far as she's here to. I don't think she ever said what she was here, but she seemed like she was
wasn't
legitimately
here
being
for it.
helpful and not like trying to do anything underhanded that you can tell. She doesn't look like she's being suspicious. She looks like she's just kind of, I guess, taken aback by the fact that so many strange things have happened to you guys. Last time you met, you were leaving a rebellion hideout to go to Brightwater, and you had both just destroyed a cookie stand. Well, not destroyed, but bought out a cookie stand and thrown cookies into a river.
Look, some of us did that. Not all
Correct.
of us did that.
There was a lot of discussion over oatmeal raisin versus chocolate chip, and that's the last thing she remembers. So she just looks, she looks very confused and legitimately confused.
Is she decked out in winter gear?
Yeah, but it's so it's a normal winter coat, but it looks like it's meant to be like more combat ready, so not like super fluffy winter coat, but enough to kind of keep yourself warm, but also shoot an arrow and not catch yourself on it or something like that. She does have her bow around her back like normal in a quiver, and two short swords on both sides.
And he's like, when did you get here?
I got here, let's see, I've been here for roughly a day. I came in going to see Thok, the leader of the Hound Masters, who just barely came back. I had actually never met him. FaZe and Thok are pretty knew each other. So she said, go greet him, say hi. FaZe has some things she had to do, so she said, go greet him, say hi, see if I've been actually looking for some help with the rebellion and him being someone who's not tied to the High Elves. FaZe suggested, go see what can happen there. And I was like,
it's
sure.
a recruitment mission.
Not so much recruitment for the rebellion, more like just a helping hand. Maybe just having a voice. A Hound Master that supports non-racism. Sounds good to me.
You know what sounds good to me?
What?
Soup.
Soup does sound good.
And he just tries to he can feel the tension kind of growing.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I just woke up from a basically sleep. I don't want to deal with this shit right now. Let's just eat soup.
It occurs to me, the player, that a lot of Mega's decision making, as far as wanting to go further into his orcish heritage and start an actual warband and war
Mhm.
chief and bring his friends in and like honor. A lot of that was kind of kicked off with Orc in the
But the
time
cave,
cave.
yeah.
The time cave. But it occurs to me that Mega hasn't talked to anyone about that. That's all
Right.
just
The war
been
chief comment was 100% out of nowhere to everyone
Yeah.
Yeah,
else.
very
You were
like
thinking
out of the
it.
blue. We're all just
I'm a
like,
war chief.
it's all just been up in Mega's
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Like he's been he's been running over it in his mind like over and over. So you know why wouldn't everyone else be on the same page as him? Because usually the team is all pretty much on the same page and they're his friends.
Right.
And he's happy. He's some of the stress has been lifted. His sister-in-law is more or less safe. He's in a spot that he feels very comfortable.
Right.
And it's like he's now like taken aback because he said he said his thing about starting the war band or being a war chief, expecting everyone to be like, yeah, let's do it. And everyone's like looking at him like, what the hell?
What are you
It's
talking
like when a
about?
couple's like, let's move in together. Like, wait, what?
like, excuse me?
Excuse me?
Give
What?
you a key. I didn't think we were just gonna. Okay.
So while this is occurring and they're having the conversation back and forth, Julio says this thing, and Pharrell lets out a little chuckle. That soup is great. What brings you guys around here?
We
Rosellen, is it? She looks over at Rosellen. You two are related in some way. You said something about being here because of her. Is there any other reason? Or is it just you're here to help a suspicious person do stuff?
So Rosellen is my wife's sister,
Okay.
and she was gonna get sold into marriage to another guy. So I was coming to stop that, but turns out she already stopped that and kicked their butts and escaped. And then we ran into her, but then we got attacked and she came up here while we dealt with the portal. And then we're coming up here to help her get in, but she already got in. And then you were beating her up, and now we're here.
I remember some of that.
You wouldn't remember that much. I mean, I guess actually the better question is, what were, and she looks at Spaguglio, were you doing portal things like however long ago? The last thing you remember?
And you kind of like, yeah, I do portal things.
Do you remember like?
It's such
okay.
a weird way to say that.
Okay.
Such a Spaguglio way
that
to
is a
say
very
that.
Spaguglio thing
He's
to
trying
say.
to impress her. He's like, yeah,
I do portal things.
Of course I do portal things.
Do you remember? Was there an object you touched? Was there a person that you while you were cursed? A good way to kind of figure out the origin of it. Is there anything you touched? Was there a person that you were angry at? Was there something? What?
You all this happens, and Crealis is like,
Yeah, they don't know. They didn't see the
Spaguglio
remove
cursed?
curse.
That's. Oh yeah, no, he was
we were
cursed.
there for that.
No, I mean that she would have that's very Pharrell, just like go straight down to business and be like, not even thinking about it. She looks both the two of you. Oh yeah, he was cursed. He was probably acting kind of weird lately.
No weirder than usual, actually.
it's a little hard to tell sometimes.
True.
Thanks,
Well,
guys.
he was cursed. I was able to tell, and I could tell that he was cursed. He had some form of aura around him, and I was able to remove it, just like I did shot here.
I could tell that he was stranger than normal.
At least he has one friend in the group.
So, like, at a character, this just like strengthens his like bond that he feels like he has with Pharrell. He's like, she knows
He
me.
knows.
Oh
She
my
knows
god.
who I am as a person.
We just said that we're not friends. You know how many times I saved his life? I hate her even more. There's like not a single person I like
And,
right
now. His inner mind is just like, she actually knows me. These guys didn't. These guys.
These guys.
But she knows
Well,
me.
in the portal, it was some really bad magic in there. I don't know what it was. Spaguglio, do you remember being in the portal with those
Yeah.
creatures?
Yeah, there was some weird shit in there.
So it would have to be after that. I guess.
So back up a second. Portal? You went into a portal? The only one I know of was in Hartram, and things came out of it. You can go into them?
Sometimes.
Yes, you're clearly undereducated in the matter.
I'm sorry, I've been busy saving a lot of people's lives in the rebellion and
Yes,
trying
and
to
we've
free
been busy
tyranny.
saving the entire world.
For them, there was no world in the first place. I'm just trying to start by freeing people from slavery, but that's fine.
Look, let's just calm down.
When Pharrell asked that, Mega went to turn to Kiva to be like, "Can you explain this better?" And remember, Kiva doesn't like her, and then be like, turns back to Pharrell, and then she said her thing, and Mega's like, "Oh hell."
But
Was there
even though Kiva sass, even though Kiva did a sass, she it is true. She is undereducated in these matters. So Kiva's gonna proceed to explain, in like the most dumbed down way she can manage how portals work.
This is an object. You can go through it, and there's things on the other side.
It's
For
like
time.
going into a house.
Imagine a door. It's kind of like that. 1 minute you're in one place, and the other minute you're in another place. Except it's magical.
Kriella
Thanks.
sinks down, so like just her face is above the table, like this.
Kiva's just not a super personable person.
Great. It's great. So what happened? What do you last remember? So this
Did she like not listen to what I told her?
No, she looks at you and just like curtly says thanks, and then turns to Sfuguglio and goes back to the.
What's the last thing I remember?
Touching the object.
I touched a sketch thing. It was sketchy.
Cursed objects exist. It's possible it was cursed.
Who touched it? I touched it first, right?
You touched it first, yes.
Yeah.
Did anyone else touch the object?
I touched it.
Then that can't be it.
No, I mean, let me just quickly check and see. Yeah, no, he looks like he's
Kiva
fine.
did.
If no one else, I mean, if one other person touched it, that might, it feels like a stretch. Some objects have like a certain amount of times that they can do things, but that seems like a stretch. It's got to be something else.
I touched it. I didn't touch it, but that whole area, there were voices like in my mind.
Then it could have been the area, and maybe you just got hit a little bit harder with it. That does happen.
It made my head hurt like the Dickens.
Then it sounds like whatever was on the other side of that door, which you can apparently go to, and there's things on the other side. And she repeats exactly the way Kiva said.
Portals, Pharrell. We call them portals.
Door to another world, and then turns over to Mega and Sfuguglio, and is like, could just be the area, and impossible that just only one of you got hit with it the hardest. Shad was saying he was doing nothing specific, but what was the nature of Shad's curse? What was he exactly doing?
Oh, he tried to kill Mega.
Yeah.
Did he try and kill anyone else?
No, it was just blind rage towards him.
Mega, what were you doing 2 days ago? Sometimes if it's near a person, it's the other person that did something.
We were at Backwater, and I fought a werewolf and some spine things, and I bought oh, wait a second. And he's gonna go reach in his belt pouch and like not find something. He's like, hold on. I must have, he's like searching like his belts and his backpack, and is like, I don't know where it is. I had
Kriella says, "I'm gonna get more soup," and leaves.
I had
no.
A pouch with a card in it, and I looked at the card and it didn't make any sense, and then it disappeared. And then
look
something
at
else.
Mega.
something else happened, and I guess I must have left the case somewhere. I don't know.
I look at Mega and I'm like, how much did you pay for that?
I don't remember.
Question.
We haven't even had it 2 days and you've already lost it.
I'm sure I have it somewhere. You know, he goes back.
This is why
He's looking through belt pouches and bags and stuff, and is like,
this is why we
wow.
can't have nice things.
I know I've got it. You know,
I'm sure you do, buddy.
First,
Sure you didn't like forget it at the last tavern brawl.
Ooh.
tavern brawl. Interesting. But
Oh yeah. So I did punch a bunch of people in the face at a tavern.
not surprised. You probably shouldn't just be fooling around with objects, especially when they disappear. I don't know if that was it. If that's the strangest thing that happened that day, that could be it.
It was
I
a pretty
don't
good day.
know of a card pouch with a single card. I don't know what that is. It could be a cursed object. Maybe it's good that it's gone. Because if that's what caused it,
Well, I wish I could find it now, and I'd have.
Wait. Are you
hopefully
saying
it's not in anyone's hands.
Mega
That's
cursed
bad.
us both? And he stares at Shot.
And the shot's like, Mega could never curse. It must have been something else. Frel just kind of shakes her head and is like, it just stay away from touching large objects if that's it. Going into to bad portals if you can help it.
Don't
And
touch large things.
don't draw any
Define
cards.
Large.
What eloquent advice.
Large. Or cursed in general. It's just things that might be bad. If you start hearing whispers again, don't go, leave where you are immediately. But yeah, so you're here for Rosellen. Why exactly are you needed for this?
Because I'm a barbarian, and she wanted me to help her get it, acclimated and settled here at the barbarian camp. So
Didn't she want you to help take her in the front gate?
yes, but clearly that wasn't as hard as she thought it was going to be. But now I have to make an introduction. The Thok, I think.
I imagine that's probably your best case. So you notice that the room around him is pretty much cleared out, and he's kind of sitting on his chair. He'd actually probably want to meet all of you. You've started to make a name for yourself. Him
Does the
being
opposite chair have like wolf pelt things as well?
yes, oh yeah. You made a bit of a name for yourself. Him being one of the party that helped slay the blue-white dragon, he's kind of a hero of this land. He'd want to meet another up-and-coming series of heroes, probably. So
Hell
if you
yeah.
want to do both things, help with Rosellen and then do that, I've already talked to him since I've gotten here. I can help with the interaction if you want, or you can just walk up over. I have a feeling I know someone's going to tell me she doesn't want any help.
Mega's already up. He's already up and walking over. He's gesturing to
Hard
the rest.
glare at Fodell at that comment. And as Mega's like going up, making his way up there, she'll just be like, "Excuse us."
Guglio doesn't leave the table.
Okay. Crealis, where are you at this point?
Crealis
She went to go get soup.
Well, yeah, well, like,
hear out on the conversation.
yeah.
And as soon as it gets to kind of this point, she'll bring back a bowl of soup and push it in front of Shad and say, "Here you go." And then
He has finished his bowl off, and he's like, "Thank you so much," and he just starts eating again.
and then hops off after Mega, heading for Thok.
Yeah. So you
Stay at
guys,
the table.
you guys stay over. Spaguglio and Phineas are staying at the table for the time being, or forever. Who knows?
Who knows?
So
they can just stay there forever. That's fine. Pharrell doesn't have to move or leave or do anything.
they're best friends. That's right. It's Phineas, Spaguglio, and Pharrell. So it's Spaguglio and his two best friends.
And Thok.
Well, no, Thok is in a chair.
And,
Thok is different.
Yeah, that's right. And Shad. That's right. His two
Shad.
best friends in
Yes.
Shad.
Yeah, but Sean's busy eating, so.
Yeah, I mean, Sean doesn't count here. So you guys make your way up to a large chair that's in the center of the room. Thok is kind of resting his back against it, sitting down, has the axe kind of leaned up against his chair. His large dire wolf, he's just kind of petting it a little bit, and it seems to be quite content. He sees you guys approach and looks at the three of you, and just looks over and like, what can I do for you today?
I've just come to introduce myself. My name is Madman Mega. These are my friends, Kiva and Crealis. We were in the area. We closed a portal to the west and heard you were back. I love your work, and just
Is
want.
Mary Ellen with us?
Oh, I actually don't know if Rosellen came.
Roselle
with us
would
or
have come up and gone with you
Roselle.
too, yeah,
Okay.
because it was our whole. That was like the reason for one of the reasons for it.
My team and I are with the Horizon Walkers and Pharrell.
And you guys, a group of up and coming heroes. It's great to meet you guys. The pleasure is mine.
Appreciate that thought. I do, if you would I have a favor to ask. My sister-in-law Rosellen here is she's escaped from basically being imprisoned and is looking for a place to stay, and she was hoping to catch on here at your in your group.
He looks over at Roselle and you see him like squint a little bit and notice something, and he's like, I will let, from a barbarian to a barbarian, I will gladly do a favor. Just realize that since she is a member of the Twin Snakes, as I can see in the inside of her hood, anything that happens from her is your responsibility and is on your honor. If she does anything.
Of course, family, is responsible for family.
Yeah, I completely understand that. But yeah, just a small, like, I will gladly take her in as long as you realize I don't tend to take in orders of the Twin Snakes. I'm not a huge fan, members of the Twin Snakes. I'm not a huge fan of the order itself, but from a barbarian to a barbarian, I will do this on your honor.
Crealis wants to get a read on Rosellen at this point.
Sure, do an insight check.
19.
He looks mildly uncomfortable because people like someone would be when someone's talking about them as if they're very far away. But also, when he said the Twin Snakes, you kind of noticed that she pulled up her hood a little bit, like, why? Don't do this. And she seems kind of uncomfortable also with the fact that, these two people are talking about her, and she's literally right there. But she's not going to say anything because it's a conversation that's happening, and she's kind of almost trying to sneak away a little bit. Like, I don't want to be here, but thank you. I appreciate this because it'll help me.
Wow,
live.
she's acting like Crealis.
Yeah, pretty much.
There are similarities.
Yeah, she passes the sniff test.
Thought
Crealis
looks
is
over.
like, I get this vibe.
Okay, I understand this. Thought looks over. Do you are the ones at the table with Pharrell the other ones? They are the other members of your party?
One of them.
One of them?
The short one. The short one is he's with us. The half orc we just met a day ago, and he got cursed, but now he's better, and so I'm going to be talking with him more later. Seems like he has a lot of promise, but he's also with Pharrell's group.
The rebellion. Yeah, I had a little talk with Pharrell. We talking about helping the rebellion a little bit. We are not a big fan of what the High Elves have been doing and being independent of them fully, being just a large band of barbarians. We might help out as far as spread the word of the rebellion. And he kind of like, is your last member of your party just going to stay there? I'd love to meet him.
Phineas?
He's been having some memory issues.
The
He's
Sfuglio. He points at
recovering a little bit.
Yeah, he's just getting over getting cursed, but I'll definitely bring him over.
If you wouldn't mind, I've heard a good amount from you guys about you
Dude
guys
is
from
super
FaZe.
polite.
Yeah.
I would love it.
And 1 minute, please. And I'll go over and to Spagoglio is like, "Hey, big man wants to meet you." Great, let's go. He's gonna like
He was
help.
gonna say something, and then he realized it just wasn't like it just wasn't gonna track. So it's like, he gets up,
So,
Okay.
slowly walks over.
As Spaguglio is
well-
walking over,
slowly, Mega's gonna be trying to like kind of shepherd him more quickly than
Yeah.
he probably wants to go.
Yeah,
as Spaguglio is walking over, Thok takes his hand off of his petting his dire wolf, and he looks over, and it kind of looks over at you. And at that point, the dire wolf's head just like perks up. He looks left and right, looks right at Spaguglio, and then just goes into a running charge at him. Tackles Spaguglio to the ground like a playful dog, like literally just tackles him to the ground and is like, "Let's play." And Spaguglio's just on the ground.
Soon as the dog's head perked up,
Like
Yeah.
a little
it
chew
kinda
toy.
takes a hop back, and as soon as it starts bounding forward, she just lifts off into the air.
See, Mega, knowing wolves like he does, probably would have recognized like it's a playful run.
Right,
But
like
just-
it's
and
not an
just-
angry
and-
face at all. It's
right,
just like
and he-
happy, like.
And he would have just been like, "Oh, look, they're friends."
He likes you.
Yeah.
Kiva is like concerned, but seeing that it's like playful, she kind of comes to the conclusion, oh yeah, he's just a fun little chew toy, isn't he?
Mega will turn back to Thok and
Spaguglio
like-
will.
go ahead.
Yeah, he's just gonna like, I guess. Let's see. He's gonna, I guess, make a show of it, like he's being attacked by a wolf, and then he's like holding like the like
Yeah, like kind of hold the
Pulling
jaw
it.
open and like
Yeah.
be like. "Ah."
yeah, yeah. He doesn't quite know what to think of it yet, but I mean, like as he's like I guess pulling the jaw open, I guess he would notice that it's not trying to chomp on him.
Right, it actually just licks your face instead of trying to chomp
Yeah.
on you. It sounds like.
You're holding the jaws open, the tongue just flops out. and
Yeah.
licks.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's treating this like a dangerous situation, but he's also not attacking because like he's not being attacked.
being-
if
yeah.
that makes sense. He can sense that he's
Uh,
not in danger, but he's not fully trusting of the situation.
Kiva kind of pipes up and says, your animal seems to be very friendly.
Fang does indeed. For some reason, Fang is a big fan of gnomes. I don't know if it's the size difference, but every time
It's the
he
size.
just bounds over and just wants to play.
Can you call it back?
She's a beaut.
She's she's amazing. Sure, Fang, come back. And Fang gets off and kind of just walks over, looking kind of a little bit sad that playtime is over, and goes and sits back down next to Thok.
Spaguglio gets up.
Sorry about that. Fang is just very, very playful. Happy to meet the last member of the party. What's I imagine you're Spaguglio.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Megan's gonna give him a look like, don't embarrass me. Say something more.
Yeah. Is there anything else I can do to potentially? Do you guys need any help with anything? By chance, being the next up and coming group of heroes, I'm taking a bit of a respite myself to see over my clan. They've been without a leader for a couple years, and don't want to leave them like that again. They've had a council in place, but it's just not the same. I need to work a little bit on my people for a bit.
Oligarchy is just not the same as monarchy.
It's true.
Yep. Real shame.
No, Krail says it must have like has fluttered back down.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sure it was very challenging and tiring to take on a dragon.
It it was a long couple of years, and as he says that, you're noticing. You look at him a little bit closer, and you notice that he just has like scars up and down both arms. He looks. You see like a little bit of almost like a little bit of a distance in his eyes when he's saying it too. Just scars up and down his arms, his legs. He looks like he's pretty battered, just in general.
Does he move a little?
He moves a
stiffly?
little bit on the slower side. You get the feeling that he's getting on in years as well as age goes. He's not the spry young whippersnapper as he used to be. And like, yeah, if there's anything I can do, anything I can help with, if not, just feel free. Feel free to stay the night, at least until the blizzard's over. And I will keep Rose Ellen, here for as long as necessary. Make sure she feels safe.
I thank you. One barbarian to another, and it is on my honor that she stays here.
Okay, good, good. But yeah, if that is all. A pleasure meeting you. Like I said, if you ever need anything, I know it's a bit of a trek. I apologize for being on top of a mountain. This is just where our people started and where we've kind of lived our entire lives. So yeah.
I speak a little wolf myself. I don't suppose Fang has had any puppies.
No, Fang has not had any puppies.
Oh.
I
That would have been so cute.
That would have been adorable, yes. But no, Fang hasn't had any puppies, no.
Okay. And I would say, do all the barbarians here have dire wolves?
A couple of them have non-dire wolves, but just regular wolves. Only the leader of the clan happens to have a dire wolf.
Oh.
It actually, the wolf and the axe are actually bound together by a form of magic. When the axe passes down, a new dire wolf is. It seems like a bond is almost instantly formed between like me and Fang when I took on my father's legacy. Instantly, a dire wolf and I went out into the wild, and a dire wolf found me, and rather than trying to kill me, became best friends.
Easy to do with wolves. I understand.
Dire wolves, not so much. Regular wolves, yes.
Yeah, I've never had the pleasure other than meeting Fang here, so I will definitely take your word for it.
Okay, sounds good.
So, all right.
I once again very happy to meet you all.
Meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
As they're kind of leaving, Kiva will kind of like mutter like some formality in giant back to him, and just kind of, just like a hey dude, like respect kind of a thing.
Sure.
Just like
He says that.
Yeah, we're part of the same race. I know, I see you. Like,
yeah.
I'm acknowledging my heritage, but I'm not like super about your shtick.
Yeah. He says something similar in giant back to you. Maybe a little bit more than like a little bit more of the like. I don't want to say a little more kind, because it wasn't unkind what you said. It just was more
Yeah,
like.
it's not like it's unkind. Kiva's just kind of like disinterested.
Right. I guess
but,
he mutters it back in a slightly
little
more
more
interested
sincere,
way.
maybe.
Yeah. A little more sincere.
As we turn, Kralis kind of like hops over to be near Rosellen, and in Elvish whispers, "You won't do anything to dishonor your brother-in-law, will you?"
I
Oh
would
my
never think
God.
of it. And she answers back in Elvish. No, not after all he's done to help. I would never dishonor someone that my sister chose to marry, for sure. He's family.
There's a little like nod and good, and hops off.
Spaguglio doesn't say bye.
That's totally fine. He just is like, okay, and he just walks away.
Yeah, he's just like.
Sure.
Maybe say goodbye to the wolf.
No.
Oh,
The wolf does
poor
bark at
doggy.
you a little bit while you go away, when you're going away,
a
like a
little-
goodbye bark.
Oh, that's so cute.
Nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing at all.
So you get back to the table. Shad looks like he's half asleep at this point because he's about 3 bowls of soup in and just like he's just like full and sleepy. Phineas and Pharrell are just having a small conversation. Pharrell looks at you guys and like, how'd it go? Everything good?
Yeah, he's
Just fine, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like he's feeling amenable to spreading the word of the rebellion.
He is. We had a nice talk, and the Houndmasters will be supporting us for sure. And it's a big win. Definitely worth the trek up the mountain for sure.
Great.
But yeah, I'm happy about that. It's hard because it's always a tightrope walk. Because if we were to say attack a high elf camp, then they retaliate and they tend to do something against the other races that are closer to the capital. So it's one big tiptoeing around everything to try and make sure we don't get people killed that we're trying to free, and also free the people that deserve to be treated as equals. Having the Houndmasters, even though they're barbarians, helps just because it's a big name. So they know that if they did anything, people are a little bit afraid of the barbarians here. Not afraid. They like them, but do you know what the Red Plague is?
The Red Plague?
Yes.
Do we?
Do a history check. Mega with
that
advantage
anything
because
like
you're a
what's-
barbarian.
Yeah, but
I'll go
suck
ahead
at
and make
history.
a history check too,
Sure.
because I might know about this.
Is this like what Spaguglio had on the boat ride over when he tried to make coffee?
No, that's diarrhea.
Same
That's
thing.
just straight up diarrhea.
Okay, Kiva and Kraus would generally know it too. A long time ago in the lands of Valera, you read the book in a book about strange curses and diseases. One of it is called the Red Plague. A series of events led to essentially all of the barbarians of Valera being cursed to be thrown into a essentially forever rage. They lost all ability to do pretty much anything except for loot, pillage, and kill. So they literally tried to take over the entirety of the continent. You do actually remember seeing the name Houndmaster, and actually Houndmaster tribe being the people that broke the barbarians free of said Red Plague. But when she says that, you're like, oh, Red Plague. That would make sense why they're a little bit afraid of barbarians because of how powerful they can get, but they're also, the Houndmasters are trying to help out kind of thing. Mega, you wouldn't know that at all. You'd be like, nope. Different barbarians.
Yep. I was gonna say these are mountain barbarians, and I've
You're a shepherd
grew up
barbarian.
I grew up with the plains barbarians on the other continent, so it's
Julio didn't really care enough to do a check.
Sculio's just out of this. You're not going to try and
Spaguglio's
impress your new
just like-
girlfriend?
No, he wants to get back to civilization.
Ooh.
But Julio's like, why is it so cold? And he like looks
Once
into
again,
his
it
pack and
actually
just-
is warm. Not just in the loghouse, but
Oh,
in the
no, but, like,
civilization.
I would assume it's still cold comparatively to the climate that we came from.
It's roughly
you
the
know,
same. Well, actually, it's colder than like Backwater, which was a humid swamp. But it's still warmer than it should be.
But like if I'm wearing a t-shirt, would I not feel colder here than I did anywhere else?
You'd probably feel a little bit colder.
It's like he looks in his backpack and sees this freaking heart sweater, and he's like, "What the hell?
Why did I do this?
Whoa!
Amazing.
Maybe I ate one of those mushrooms." He's just got no idea.
What were you gonna say,
Are you
Grace?
staying here too?
Yeah, I'll be staying here for a couple more days, and we'll be kind of looking over stuff, trying to make some plans and whatnot.
okay. Well, we have to go over and meet. Not Walt. He's gonna look to Kiva and Krell's. What was the elf's name again?
What?
You mean the Dragonborn?
Oh,
No, he's asking about the
not
elf
walrus.
specifically.
Yeah.
Chris and
yeah,
Griff,
no.
not an elf.
I know
Spooglio
it's-
does
I know
not
it-
remember, by the way. That's why he's doing that. He
Elvis?
literally doesn't remember.
I know it's not
Yeah.
walrus.
Elris?
it's
Yes.
Elris.
Elris, that's it.
Elvis?
Elvis?
Elris.
Sean kind of perks up at this and is like, Elris? Is she okay?
Yeah.
Is she okay?
Oh, she's just fine.
That good.
She's
good.
with Chris and Grim, and they're
Who?
scouting the Chris and Grim, the Dragonborn.
It was.
He's-
It was
He's
another.
looking to Kiva for help.
It's
I-
none of your concern.
I don't. Okay.
Spaguglia looks
I don't
confused.
remember
I can see
anything
why
for the
you're
last couple of
confused. There's a
days.
sword and a dude, both with the same name. We're talking
Look,
about the
yeah.
dude. The sword
He
doesn't
looks-
really talk.
He looks so
Kiva knows
lost.
a lot of things. She doesn't necessarily want to communicate a lot of things to certain people.
Sean looks lost because he does not remember the last few days, like since the thing happened, whatever happened that cursed him. So he's like, who? And he just kind of nods his head and is like, oh, okay, and then just goes and then goes back taking a little bit of a nap.
Okay. So yeah, I think we'll stay the night and restock our stores, and then we'll keep heading east to the next area of interest. We'll keep doing our thing, unless you've got something else that you need us to look at.
No, oh, wait a minute. No, I think we're good. If you want to go to the east and go do what you got to do, there's portals and stuff. Yeah.
We certainly won't kill Duchess Maple Ellen.
I would not
when you
like
say
that to
things
happen
like
because
that-
that's going to get blamed on the rebellion instantly, and you're going to kill a lot of people if you do that. Or be
When you
responsible
say
for a
things
lot
like
of
that
people's
out of the
death.
blue, it kind of sounds like maybe you're gonna.
It does, which is why I'm being so poignant about this and like, you don't do that because that gets a lot of innocent people killed. Trust me
You could
when we said
probably
we've
maim her,
looked
get away
at
with it,
trying
but,
to
like,
do
don't-
that.
Don't like. Nah. We can break things, but the things can still be things, you know.
Actually, that will
Just don't do it. Please.
Shall we find a
Okay.
place to stay?
Spaguglia like points at like one of the like punch for punch like stations. He's just like, you need to.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Mega's gonna go join the line for the
Okay.
the face punching contest.
So Pharrell just gets up to this point and said, yeah, there's just go a little bit ways down a road to your left and then your first right and then take another right and you'll be at your hut. Left, right, right.
Okay. Can you show me? And I can guide
Sure.
everyone else.
Sure.
I'll be back.
Okay. So first we're doing punch for punch. You guys get in line. And
Well,
there's
Mega
just
gets in line.
yeah.
good
I don't know if Spagoogle is
I'll
behind
go for
Mega.
moral support. I'll go for
Okay,
moral
he's moral support. You guys get in line. There seems to be one guy that's really just winning a lot of these. Just like one punch and they're out, one punch and they're out. So it comes up to be Mega's turn. Mega goes up to the table with moral support, Spagooglio.
Hold on. Are they paying to play, or is this for?
Yeah, they're putting down like, so you see them putting down like a gold bet. Essentially, each of them are doing a gold bet. Or and then near the end, you're seeing
looks
like
at
maybe
Mega.
a 5 gold bet put in. Like you see that they're deciding the bet.
Spaguglio gives Mega 30 gold, and he's like, "Whatever you were gonna put in, this too."
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So
You don't make losing bets, right? You could give him a look like.
Never. Do I look like I have that much money to spare?
at this point too, you realize that Phineas had walked up behind you and is like, "Can I add a little bit of gold to this wager?"
Absolutely.
Here's 10 gold.
He looks at he grabs Mega by the collar more intently than he's ever grabbed anyone in the party.
How are you
he
grabbing Mega by
stares
the
at him.
collar right now?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, I had to give him the gold. He had to-
That's
he
true.
had
So
to
you had to
get
bend
the
down.
gold.
So you're like, Yeah.
He's just like, don't you fuck this up. And he gives him a slap on the knee.
Okay. So you go up to the table. There's this guy with a pretty large pile of gold who's been winning most of the night. Looks at you and says, next challenger. Let's go.
Absolutely. Mega, is this Mega? Look at the guy across from him. Is he another barbarian? Assuming
He
so?
does. He looks like another barbarian. He's actually a full orc barbarian.
Okay. In Orcish, Mega's gonna go, rage or no rage.
That's going to be up to you. If you want that one, you're the challenger. We can do rage. We can do no rage.
Oh, let's do rage.
Sure. Let's go.
So Mega will rage,
Hey,
and
Are you putting
wait.
down any more gold than the 40 that you have?
oh yeah, Mega's going to. Oh boy, I already raged, so he's gonna
I
just
mean,
reach
you
in.
could probably take a step back and just
Yeah, you could
say
take a
your
step back and
goals
put the gold down.
amount.
You would have put the gold down at the table first before you raged, I think.
Yeah. So Mega's gonna just reach into his. He'll take the 40 gold that he got, put it on the table. He'll reach into his pouch and grab another 13 gold and just put that down too, and he'll slide it all. So 53 gold into the middle. He's like, "Let's do this."
Sure, a confident one, I see. And then he puts down the gold as well. 53 gold. And then you both rage. And so how this is going to work is you're going to make a attack against him, and he's going to make an attack against you. And it's going to be based off of the damage. It's going to be a Constitution saving throw to see if you stay up, as opposed to just hit points, because unarmed strike hit point versus hit point rage would take about an hour and a half. We're going to try and make that less than an hour and a half. So you get the first strike since he's the champion. So you make an attack to see if you hit, and if you do, it's the Constitution saving throw based off of your unarmed damage, which is, I believe, 5.
Yeah.
Well, +2 for the rage.
That's right, so 7.
Okay.
You definitely do hit.
Damn.
He's going to do Constitution saving throw, which it's going to be 7 would DC. Okay, he crit. So he is up. He doesn't even look like phased in any way, shape, or form as you slap him. So he's gonna make an attack against you. This one's only gonna be for 6 damage. It's actually not even gonna hit because it's only gonna be a 14.
Doesn't hit.
Okay. You
Mega no sells it. He's just takes it and is just like, I didn't even feel that.
exactly. You punch. He's like, I didn't even feel that. Okay, so you make your punch. Another nat 20, nice.
It's a
Yeah,
roll.
another not nat 20. Yeah,
not
20. Okay, so damage DC is gonna go up. And on that second hit, you just punch him and he's just out cold because he rolled super low on the Constitution saving throw. This guy who's been taking punches the whole night, looking like he's okay. He had a rest. He had a good rest beforehand. He'd been resting in between, and he just wham once, and he seems to like waver a little bit and be like, "Ha, this is fine." He misses. You go in for the next hit, wham, right in the middle of the face, and he's just out cold. You get 53 gold. And everyone just is like, oh my god, you beat him.
Okay. So I'll give the 60 gold to Spaguglio, the 20 gold to Phineas, and then I guess take my 26 gold back.
There you go. And he's like, thank you. That is, I knew I was betting in the right place. Always follow a fellow gambler when he is ready to gamble. And he points at Spaguglio. And then he goes back to his table.
This guy.
All right.
That actually true.
Mega's gonna sit down at the table and be like, "Who's next?"
So, no one. Everyone's like, we're all tired and been knocked out, and they're like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. You knocked out the top guy. That's it.
Oh.
Oh, but yeah,
Sad
there you
orc
go.
noises.
Sad orc. So while that's happening, Crealis and Pharrell is taking Crealis to the place, and she looks over at Crealis. So it's just that way. Just follow me, just a little right here, and it's gonna be that hut right over there. Any other reason?
As she like says that, Crealis is not trying to do like hide this from her, from Pharrell, but is from like any other eyes.
Yeah.
Passes her something. I just 19 sleight of hand to
It's pretty damn good.
and it's the container for the playing card
Mhm.
and a little note that's like wrapped around it that says please destroy.
Sure. She takes. So you pass her. She takes it. She doesn't read the card or anything. She just puts it away, gives you a nod, and is like, "I'll look at it later," and then kind of puts it away.
Thanks for showing me where we're staying.
Of course, it's just right that way. Right there. You want to go back and tell him I'm gonna probably turn in for the night. Got a lot of planning to do tomorrow.
And flutters off and kind of low glide back to the long house.
It's like Lon Ranch.
It occurs to me now that this probably did not lessen the hero worship from
Oh no,
Shad
God no,
at
Shad.
this point.
Shad is half asleep, so he's only giving you a little bit of hero worship. But you just wait until tomorrow, when he's awake. Anyway, so you guys all sit back down at the table. Crealis comes back. The party is all slowly going to sleep for the night. Anything else you guys want to do before you make your way to your house? Anything specific?
Long rest sounds lovely at this point.
Okay. So you guys.
Let me see. Let me think here. Unless there's anything gambling wise going
It's
on
all
that
pretty.
looks
It's quiet
lucrative.
down at this point.
Yeah, then no.
Okay. So you all go take your long rest. Everyone take a long rest. Kiva and Mega, during the night, you get a pretty extreme, vivid, or actually no, who was the one that looked in the book last? I think it was Mega.
I think it was Mega.
Mega, you get a very vivid reimagining of where the book had told you to go, and the fact that it is, because I hadn't told you this recently, it's actually pretty much just to the, like a little bit, maybe a mile or two down the mountain to the other side.
To the east?
Yeah, to the east.
Ooh, okay.
It's like it's on the way. It's like I draw the map and things just happen to line up.
Mega's gonna wake up and be like, "Oh man, wow."
This campaign's too railroady.
Yeah.
It's not true. I mean, you decided not to help Crealis. Find Crealis's, I don't know about parents, but like go deal with the corrupted totem. So
We also got rid of Chris and Grim.
yeah, he also got rid of Chris.
Permanently.
Yeah, I don't know. He might be dead.
He's not dead. He's not dead.
If we
I
find
want
him
that
dead, yeah,
He's not dead. He whooped ass. He's not dead.
Elvis is first on the suspicion list.
The suspicion
We find
list.
Chris and Grim dead.
I mean, I kind of wonder what happened after me telling Elris to like just do not like turn your back. Like,
Let's
are
find
they
out
at
at some
odds
point.
the whole time?
Who knows? That's actually, wait a minute. That's for me to know and you to potentially one day find out.
Ew.
Ew. Okay, so everyone wakes up after that and makes your way over to the longhouse. It looks kind of busy again.
Okay. Before I go to the longhouse, are there any like places where it looks like people are like training wolves or dogs?
There are. Yeah, there's definitely a spot where there'd be someone that's training wolves, normal sized wolves.
Okay, so Mega's gonna go there first
Mhm.
and ask, find the person, someone who's doing training and be like, is the training that you guys do here, is that unique to the Hold on. I know what it is here. The Hound Masters?
Yeah, we do have a special way that makes it so that we can. I mean, I guess we just have a deeper bond with dogs in general and wolves. Hence the name.
Okay. Yeah, I mean I speak some wolf myself. Tend to they're kind of my totem animal kind of thing. And I was wondering if that's your guys' jam here, or if you communicate with them in a different way.
That is so. We could teach you the ways eventually, but it would take some time to teach someone how to do that. Like usually, kids growing up would be able to figure it out, but kind of trying to teach an adult, it can take a little bit of time.
Sure. Okay. No, I'll be back. I don't know when, but I'll be back. Thank you. And then
Okay.
we'll go to the Longhouse.
So you go into the longhouse. Everyone else just going into the longhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone makes their way to the longhouse. The table. You have Phineas is not there yet, but Pharrell is with Thok over talking with another group of people, and Shad is there, eating. He looks kind of groggy, but he's just eating more soup, some breakfast soup. And like, how everyone sleep well last night?
Breakfast soup.
Mm-hmm.
It's called porridge.
Sure. But this is actually just the same soup from last night, but slightly different and not porridge.
But Guglio is going to sit down and recognize that,
Yeah.
and he's going to internalize that. And he's going to say out loud, "Oh my god."
John just kind of looks at you and is like, "Good. What? It's good soup.
Good soup.
It's breakfast soup. It's soup for breakfast. It's time of day.
Spaguglio is going to head over to wherever the ordering counter is.
It's just a giant pot of soup. There is no ordering counter. People just bring over stuff.
Spaguglio is going to go over to where he has determined that whoever is in charge of this soup.
You can walk over to the pot of soup.
Is there a person manning the soup?
There's a bunch of people grabbing from the soup.
He's just going to go stand by the soup for a bit and see who comes to refill it.
Okay.
When Mega goes in, Mega recognizes, this is, they do this in the East too for, with Barbarian and Orc stuff. So he'll go over and take the last of his sheep jerky and dump it into the soup to, add to the potluck.
Yeah.
And then
Spaguglio is just going to throw his hands up.
and then take a big ladle of the soup and put it in one of the bowls that's there and be like, "Hey, good morning, Spaguglio," and take the soup back over to the table.
He's going to throw his hands up and walk away. He doesn't even want to know. He doesn't want to know who's responsible. He's just done.
Occasionally you see a random other person just drop something else in the soup and then just walk away, and it's just this big
gross.
potluck soup. Yep.
No,
Traditional.
Spaguglio's done. He's not having any of that. He had some yesterday when he was oblivious to
It
this.
did taste good, but yeah, it was
Yeah, now that he knows where it comes from. It's kind of like if you ate something that you thought was disgusting but didn't know what it was versus now you know what that thing is.
Yeah.
It's not
Like, you
like
might,
they're
like-
spitting in it.
I mean,
Yeah, but the problem is I don't know, right? I don't
I
know
know.
what's in it.
It's all unknown.
Right.
Crealis is like observing this. I probably saw a little bit of it.
You saw it
yesterday,
occasionally
probably less because it was toward evening,
Yeah.
right? Like it starts in the morning, sort of.
Yeah,
thing.
and then it's
You got to build the soup back
Yeah,
up.
and find some fragments of food that she can drop in, and also takes a bowl and starts strawing it up.
Sure.
Also, is like Spaguglio's point of view, he went to complain to the chef or whoever was about to fill this up, and then he realized that everyone is responsible for this mess.
Everyone is the chef.
He was going to complain from yesterday, and then has now realized that there's just nope,
There's nothing?
nope.
Fact.
This is like the one thing Spaguglio cares about is food, and you're ruining it.
Okay. So everyone sits down at the table, with or without soup, depending on how you're feeling. Phineas stumbles
soup.
in with a
No
little
soup.
flask, takes a drink, and then goes over to grab some soup.
Does Phineas pour some
Yeah, he pours a little bit of this flask into the soup and is
Oh,
like, "Good
yeah.
morning, good morning," and then grabs the soup.
Actually,
Wait, wasn't there people passing out mead?
Yeah, no, I guess they are still around. There are people that are passing out breakfast mead.
I have breakfast
which
mead.
is meat that you have at breakfast.
Exactly. You can
Yeah,
have
but
breakfast anything
I
you
haven't
want,
seen
as long as you
anybody
have it at
spit or
breakfast.
pour anything into the breakfast mead.
No, there seems to just be large like things that they're tapping.
I'm okay with things that come from sealed things.
Yeah, it's sealed. But yeah,
Daddy
it
knows.
drops over. I
Daddy
think
can
of
see.
someone comes over and drops over a bunch of mead to the table.
All right.
I'll pull
Why
from
don't-
my own rations
How
today.
are you feeling today, Shad?
Much better. I can remember what happened the last couple of hours. That's always a good thing. Different than last time. Also get to be near Mega, so that's pretty cool.
Is Pharrell around?
Attaboy.
Yeah, so she's talking with Thok at a table with a couple of their people.
I'll go talk to her when she's done with Doc.
Okay. But yeah, no, it's
So-
great. So what's the plan for today? I'm probably gonna go try and meet up with my friend. You said she went east.
Yeah, and funny thing, I had the damnedest dream last night. It's one of those dreams, and he looks at Kiva and be like, looks down at the bag of holding, and in plain view of everybody because it's
Like-
Mega. It'd be like pantomime, like opening a book and be like, "Arr."
hmm Mhm.
And I think we're pretty close. It's just a little bit. God, he's so stupid. Yeah, like down the
Just
mountain,
down that
kind of,
way.
that way.
What Mega means to say is we have other business that we have to handle. So we will be promptly leaving this place.
Okay. Are you headed east? Can I at least come with you until you have to do the other business, and then I'll go off on my own, travel in a pack for a little bit, and then I don't
Yeah,
want to intrude.
I'd love to talk to you more now that you're not trying to kill me.
Once again, I'm just so sorry for that. I
No,
didn't
don't-
mean to at all in any way, shape, or form. I would never do it.
We're orcs. It's what we do.
You're right, but we still don't tend to kill our people that we respect, though. Respect is intentionally meant to be murder. You know what? You do you. I trust in you. Maybe I'll go kill someone I murder now to be more like you. Who knows? I respect. There we go. Words.
Yeah, I got that too.
Nice.
We'll probably be going down to meet with Chrisengrim, who was with Elris. Perhaps you can let them know that we'll be on our way soon if you find them first.
Sure. I'd love to. Sure.
That'd be great. All right.
Sounds good.
So Mega like just quaffs his whole bowl of soup. It's going all over the place. He's
Yeah,
trying
oh,
to
of course.
finish it quickly. Bang it down. Follow with the meat. He's like, all right. Oh, I'm ready to go. Who's ready? Who else ready to go?
The sooner we get out of here, the better, honestly.
Phineas is like, I am ready. Let us go.
Has Sfaguglio been staring at Pharrell waiting this whole time?
He's actually walked away from the table and he's like pacing back and forth around another table, just
Sure.
waiting for her to be done.
At the moment where Pharrell's ready to go, Pharrell is done with her talk and starts walking over, sees you guys leaving. Just starts to casually walk over. Not like she's... If you guys get out before she would say goodbye, she's okay. She already kind of said goodbye last night, but she's just
Oh yeah,
walking
we
over
don't
in
need to say
case.
goodbye to her. It's
Yeah,
fine. We can
yeah.
go. We can just leave. She doesn't
But
need to know.
Suguglio would notice that she's walking over towards you guys.
Yeah, he's gonna walk over to her. I don't know if she'll make it to the rest of the party. She's gonna be, you gotta do the scroll thing again. Shock. He's enjoying the nobody he's gotta be cursed. And he's like pointing back and forth from like the soup to the guy to the soup, and he's just like, ah.
Barbarian soup is a very acquired taste, but you get used to it after a couple days here.
I don't wanna.
You just got to make sure you get you use your ladle to like specifically. Okay, no, it's fine. That's. I mean, I don't think that Shad's cursed. Though he's not a barbarian, he does have a work in his blood, which also
He's
maybe.
enjoying it though.
Yeah, he ate like 3 bowls last night. He must have been famished.
I know. Yeah, but does he know what it is?
Yeah, I mean, anyone can see that stuff's going in the soup.
Anyone, yeah. He just like walks off.
You guys have a good time wherever you're going. See you again at some point. I guess she mostly said that to Spaguglio. Everyone else was pretty much out of the line.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Mega's engaging in conversation with Shad at this point. He's trying to like so, so what do you do? Are you a fighter? Are you a ranger?
I mostly just use my bow. I'm a ranger. I shoot things. I have a special ability where I can even shoot things if they're like 5 feet away from me or less.
I know, it's great.
You hit me once.
From 5 feet. It was amazing.
I'm not much for bows and arrows, so I was really impressed.
That means a lot coming from you. That means a lot.
So keep it up, kid, and hopefully we'll meet again.
Hopefully we'll meet again. Sure. So you guys head out towards the east. No cold weather checks or anything. We'll be wrapping up shortly, but first we'll do the description of where we'll be picking up next time.
Ooh.
So as you are heading out towards the east, you see a little bit of a clearing where in the distance you can just kind of make out some ruins. So as you approach these ruins, you see in front of you a building ravaged by time, a giant castle-like structure. The stone walls look where they once stood majestically against the serene snowy forests of northeast Alera, but now are peppered with holes and draped with moss. The gray stone itself also takes on a greenish tinge from the moss, just having been there for so long. It's like it's seeping into the pores. There's a 4-spired castle-esque thing, a dragon castle, with 2 of the 4 spires pretty much being completely caved in and just debris strewn all across the north and the south courtyards. And as you approach the door, everyone, especially the more magically inclined, so Spaguglio, Kiva, and a little bit of Crealis, Mega not so much. By the way, Shad is left at this point, and Phineas hasn't left, but he's there, but in the back. Sense some form of strong magic coming from within. And when you look into the windows, everything seems to be just the torches that you can see in the windows that line the wall all seem to just be like decaying and just almost just ash. Like you see the little stubs of wood.
Are they lit though?
They are not lit.
Okay.
And I'm pause and do just a little bit of an entrance, and then we'll call it. If you guys would like to walk in, or you can just turn around and say this is too spooky.
Is this the?
And you feel that yes, this you can feel in this place. You actually look off to your right, and you can see like an outside, almost cellish thing. That's what like that green thing is over here. Kind of like an outside area that almost looks like a cell.
Okay.
But yeah, in front of you is the big door.
So like a slave cage kind of thing?
Almost. More like a dungeonous thing that you would keep someone that did something like bad, like a prison.
So this isn't the portal we've been looking for. This is something else.
Correct.
No,
this
this
is
is a
the
book-related
thing that that Mega was like, book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is more shadow magic. rather than
This is not where we're meeting
portals.
Chris and Grim.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
the dream book, you know.
Did we mean to come here?
We
I
did.
meant to come here.
Okay.
We
Krialis
discussed this.
anxiously kind of looks at the group and then flutters over to the door and, like, as quietly as possible, tries to creep it open.
Okay, so as you open the door and look down the initial way, you are met with a very surprising sight. The walls, as you're looking in, are you going to step in, or are you going to stay kind of outside?
Like, kind of, if looking in, there isn't really anything going on, Krialis will slide.
Sure. So as you cross the threshold, so looking in, it doesn't look like there's anything too crazy, but as you cross the threshold itself, and you look around, you actually notice that everything is a lot different than the outside. The walls, once littered with holes and moss, are now pristine colors and shape. The windows are now draped with the finest red silks, and the torches that once were rotten and almost empty, or almost completely gone, are now lit. As if you're looking backwards in time to when this castle once stood.
Looking out the door, where the others are, do I see them from inside?
You can, but they can't see you.
So she disappeared.
Pretty much as if a veil, you just like kind of walk through a veil.
Okay. Well, yeah. As soon as that happens, Mega's gonna go in too.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess we'd all run after Nice Bird.
So everyone runs in.
Krialis, what? Whoa! What the hell?
The door in front of you opens up. Down the hallway, another series of lights light, and off all the way down here, if you see where my cursor is, kind of down to your left and down, you see a hooded, cloaked figure with a scythe walk through that door. And that's where we're going to leave it.
Spooky.
Is this the actual Halloween episode?
No, this is just something
We're a little
else.
late, but hey.
Yeah, it was fine. It's Month of the Dead, right? It's not Day of the Dead.
That's right.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's all spooky. It's all spooky
Okay.
till December.
Yeah.